Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to RRTV. My name's Bernie Weemers, and we're here this morning to give you a mid-race update of the Daytona 24 Hours as part of the Australian Endurance Championship. We will be updating very shortly, and we'll be on air now for the next 2 hours. So that'll be from 10 a.m. GMT plus 11 time up to lunchtime, and then we'll be back this afternoon at 4:30 to cover the end of this race. So a lot's been happening since we left you last night. There's been a lot of penalties handed out for avoidable contact, and that's affected quite a number of teams. Going through them very quickly, we left you when Nutters Motorsport Orange brought out a safety car last night. The number 115 had to be towed back to the pits. The 118 also, the Redback Racing team, the second team, also had a drive-through penalty issued for avoidable contact on car 132. Car 101, FSR Dayco Motorsport, also drive-through penalty for avoidable contact on the Blackadder Motorsports 367. 118 again, Redback Racing Team, that's Redback Racing Team 1. Avoidable contact on 228. Tryhard's GT3, drive-through penalty, they broke the no escape rule, and so did Tryhard's HBD team. The Tryhard's GT3 2 team, avoidable contact on Blackadder Motorsport 367 again. That car must have a target on it. ANZ Motorsports unsafe re-entry drive-through, that's the 103. The 333 brought out the safety car through the evening. They were leading Class C because they were stuck in the fence and had to be towed back. We seem to see a fair bit of that happening down at the bus stop there. 118 again, Redback Racing Team 1, avoidable contact with car 200. Mad Cow Racing Team 333, avoidable contact, car 351, both issued with a drive-through penalty. Then the 314, the Selby Racing Team entry, they brought out the safety cars when they got lodged in the tyres during the evening as well. Then more unsafe recovery from a spin, the 227. There's a post-race investigation on that car. Oh no, there's not. That's a drive-through penalty. But there is a drive-through investigation on the 119 Redback Racing Team 2 for an unsafe re-entry causing the 111 to spin out. And the list goes on. I could be here all morning going through all these. The main thing is the last safety car that was brought out was the 132 Tryhards HBD. They called a safety car with a, looks like they had a bit of an issue with their equipment. So let's go through our top 5 as we see it at the moment, and you can see who's leading each class, and then I'll introduce our co-commentators for this morning. So in Class A at the moment, Joe Burkett's driving the cask entry. The 188 is leading the race for end, leading Class A, followed by the Carnet TDR team. Timothy Schweck behind the wheel at the moment, just coming in to do his scheduled stop. They were in second place at the moment. Third in Class A, Nutters Motorsport Orange. Aaron Farmer is in that car at the moment and 1 lap down, according to my telemetry, and we'll cover that in a moment. ABR Team Simulated, they've moved up into 4th position, and Daniel Leet is driving that car. The 118, they are down in 5th at the moment. They've dropped quite a long way down, 2 laps down from the lead now. So they've had quite a interesting night, to say the least. Looking at Class B, Blackadder Motorsports leading the way. The 266 has taken up to the lead. They were running 3rd when we left you last night, and they've come up through the field. Then we have Michael Schreier, the 200 Boost Juice entry, Synergy Sim Racing. They are in second spot. Third is the Evolution Racing Australia ERA-18, James King back behind the wheel of the 228, followed by the second Carnet TDR, the 227 is in fourth, and then rounding out our five, Tom Jones, who's just coming into the pit in the second Evolution Racing Australia car. So that's your roundup of Class B. Looking down to Class C at the moment, that is being led by the 333, the Mad Cow Racing. They were leading last night. They are back in the lead again this morning. Lars Jepperson is behind the wheel of that car. Then we have Chris Keeping, Selby Racing Team, in second position at the moment, but a number of laps down, 2 laps down from the leader of Class C. Then we have Mitchell Bennett in the Delta Sim Sport BMW in third position, followed by Brett Woods for Tryhards Racing 1 in the 331. Then fourth position, right behind him, is Oceanic Sim Racing with Jared Fulsell behind the wheel of that car, so they're still going strong this morning. Then rounding out our top 5 in Class C, Jake Fox, Blackadder Motorsport, the 366. So they're about having a look 2 laps down from the lead. So anyway, that's enough of me talking. Let's introduce our co-commentators. We've got Oliver Searles with me and Adrian Jarvis. So good morning, Oliver. How's it been out there?
Pretty good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. We're just going through the long list of penalties. It looks like it was quite an eventful night out there tonight.
I've only just got up, but I did a lot of the start, and instead I think we had 3 or 4 safety cars earlier, then it seemed to settle down. But when I left we had 4 resets, and we were sort of only a couple of laps off the lead. Now we've only got 1 reset, and we're about 12 laps off the lead. So something's happened. No one's told me what's happened, so they're either lying to me or they really don't know what's happened. So I'll get the information later. So yeah, I'm assuming it was pretty eventful, but the other cars are doing well, and as I said, I think overall the racing's been pretty good. So
yeah, it looks like it's settled into quite a rhythm at the moment. I know the telemetry has been playing up. It's telling us that the leader's done 529 laps. They've actually done, last time we looked, just over the 200 lap mark. I'm not sure the exact number, but the iRacing servers also aren't showing the spectator sessions anymore either, so obviously their servers are struggling, but we've managed to get the pictures, so that's the main thing. It looks like, having a look at our retirements at the moment, there's been a number of cars in trouble down there. I'm just going to give the viewers an update of that. The 368 Blackadder Motorsport, they are 57 laps down at this stage, but still circulating. The 332 right behind them at the moment, Tryhards Racing 2, also 57 laps down. Don't, we're just going off telemetry. Let's hope it's correct. Jamie Kingston's Man Cave Motorsport, still out there, but a number of laps down. The 363 is still circulating. We saw them earlier in the evening at the start. They had a lot of issues with that car, including hardware failures and all sorts of things, but it's good to see them still out there. The 103 with Tyson Williams just coming out of the pits now. They are 81 laps down according to my telemetry, but still going 41st at the moment. Then the 334, well, that's looking quite battle-scarred at the moment. The Tryhards Racing 3 with Jorgen Walby back behind the wheel, 100 laps down. Justin Alderton in the pits at the moment. We can see the 340 there. That's another car that was in the wars earlier in the evening last night. 156 laps down and looking like it's still being repaired. Then our retirements, it looks like Jake Burton, the 101, has retired from the race. The 205 has also retired from this race last night, and the other retirement was the 123. So it looks like we've had 3 retirements so far, and quite a number of teams are struggling out there today.
Yeah, well, as I said, we all had 4 resets to start, so I suppose you wouldn't start to see the retirements earlier, probably start to see them later on, but I know quite a few of the teams have started to get low on resets, so obviously if they get any more hits, they're going to either start having battle scars or they're going to have to quit. The 1, 2, 3 had a lot of incidents early, so I don't know if he's run out of resets or he's run out of partners. I can't speak for the other ones, but I know that's Hamilton's fault. He was quite a few of he seemed to be involved in the incidents early, so.
Yeah, well, this is when we're going to start seeing cars falling off. Once those 4 fast repairs are done, if it's anything to go by last year, the last third of the race, we see quite a few retirements as those cars are no longer repairable. And the big question is, of course, how many do they have up their sleeve? I know that a number of the leading Class A teams last night were already looking at preserving their 4 fast repairs and driving cautiously, so it'll be interesting to see how the updates of the teams go as we bring those guys up to have a bit of a discussion this morning. But on the screen at the moment, folks, we can see our Class A leader Joe Burkett there. That car's looking nice and straight and clean and looking like they're doing the job at the moment.
Yeah, well, I think they need to. The HPDs are very aero sensitive, so they, more than anything, if they get damaged, are really badly affected. The GT3 cars, it's not so bad, but yeah, if they get involved in an incident, they're basically messed up, especially with the damaged model system.
Oh yeah, it's the same with the Daytona Corvettes, isn't it?
That's exactly right. In fact, the Daytona still has that weird bug where you can get a little bit of damage and get a black flag, but in the HPD they don't seem to fix your nose cone and things like that if you run out of repairs, which must be a budget cut somewhere along the lines with your team. So you can see them by the end of the race having no nose cone and stuff, and then they just end up being really slow and it just gets worse from there for them. So.
Okay, yeah, I thought they fixed that issue on the HPDs with the nose not being replaced.
Possibly. I don't know. I haven't seen them, but I know that they're very aero sensitive. So if they don't get the resets, they don't fix them properly like you'd see at Le Mans and stuff. So I think iRacing still needs to work on that system a little bit.
Okay, and having a look at the drive-through penalties, the last one issued was to the 300 for avoidable contact with the 367. I tell you what, that 367 must have a target on its back, because it's been the victim of a number of issues out there throughout the evening. That car at the moment, let's see where that's running. If it's, Lewis Kugel is behind the wheel of that car, and look at the back of it. It's definitely had a rub me incident on that car, and that would be very frustrating. They're 50 laps down, having all those incidents and chewing through those fast repairs. That car must be struggling with that fast repairs at the moment.
Yeah, they got a couple of dings early. I know that, nothing too bad. I mean, our strategy, I know, for the 368 car and the 367 was to run at the back early and just try to avoid the early incidents. And they were unfortunately a couple of cars in front of me, and I know they picked up a couple of dings early. I caught the end of that 367 thing, and there was just a coming together coming out of turn 1, and it looks like the guy just moved across him slightly and spun him out. I think they were just battling for position. I didn't see the other car, but it was another GT car. So it's one of those sort of things. I don't know how many fast repairs and stuff they've got left, but the car doesn't look too bad. If it's just a little bit of damage at the back, they should be okay.
Yeah, that's right. They should right speed bump on the back of that car. I know Glenn Seaton years ago did that when he fell victim to a number of cars running into the back of him. But anyway, it looks like we've got our first interview for this morning is Alex Poll. We'll bring Alex up and have a chat and see what's been occurring through the evening. Good morning, Alex, and welcome to RRTV's commentary box. How's it been going out there for your team?
Good morning, Bernie. Not bad, actually. We've got young Mitchell in the car now after he's had a nice sleep, so he's just trucking along. We've had one of our other drivers, Matthew Trotman, he put in a massive, 3 and a bit hours of driving during the early morning, as I needed some sleep. I was very fatigued.
Okay, so we're trying to bring your car up at the moment. That's a 399 Delta Sim Sports. I think you're running third in class at the moment?
Yes, we currently are.
Fantastic. So has there been any issues with this car through the night, or has it been going fairly smoothly for you?
Oh, we've had a couple of little run-ins with some faster cars and stuff like that, and I had a issue in my last stint where my pedals decided to pretty much activate all of them, so yeah, that's fun, nearly blew the engine up, but other than that, we're just going along at a pace that we're comfortable with, that we worked out from last weekend.
Yeah, I guess at this time of the race, we're just over halfway, 14 hours into the race, 8 hours 47 minutes to go till we finish. Well, actually 16 hours into the race. I guess now you're just getting that car into a rhythm and making sure that you're there at the end for a possible podium finish.
Yeah, that's it. That's the goal, and we've only used one fast repair, so we got 3 more up our sleeve, and we're just being cautious. And basically, we've been lucky with the damage that's only been cosmetic, and we are a little bit, we're only K down on speed. And other than that, we're just cruising along, waiting until the end.
Yeah, and we're just having a look out the back of your car. There's quite a bit of traffic there with the faster cars. No doubt we'll see them blow by as we get back on the straight. Looks like our Class A leader's about to come past.
Yeah, that's... Normally we've had a few scary incidents with the faster cars, but most have been good. And yeah, Mitchell's just holding his line.
Yeah, that's the way to do it as we see the Boost Juice car go through. But I guess now that the sun's up, a lot of drivers would welcome that sun coming up, getting past that tough time of midnight till dawn shift. So did you have any international drivers in your car, or were you all the Australian guys?
No, we're all Australian, and we did the silly mistake of even running Road Warriors last weekend, so we're going to not want to see Daytona for a while after the rest of this race is done.
Oh, well, the good news is you've got the Bathurst 12 hour coming up in about a month's time, and no doubt you guys will be looking forward to a shorter endurance race.
I'd definitely say so. No, I can't wait, because I seem to be getting seem to have got the early mornings, so my fatigue levels are a bit shot.
Yeah, I bet. And we're just going to hand you over to Adrian Jarvis to see if he's got any questions for you.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks, Benny. Hey, Alex. Welcome up to the booth. Good to have you up here, and definitely can hear that it was a long haul last night. Just trying to get yourself prepared for the rest of the day.
Yeah, very long haul, and I've only had 2 hours of sleep since Saturday morning, so I think by the end of this I'm going to be very tired.
Yes, it's one of those things, and you put a big commitment in. I don't think people realise how much a commitment everyone in to get this done, but doing a great job out there, keeping the car in third position at the moment, so it's not a bad effort considering the talent that's out there, and having 3 fast repairs, it's quite an effort considering you've gone past the halfway, so and you've still got, and you only got 8 hours or just under 9 hours to go.
Yeah, we were basically set out that we'd only use our fast repairs if the car was pretty much destroyed, so the minor damage that it's got, it's only affecting us a little bit, but we're not in any rush to use those fast repairs because we want the car straight for the end, pretty much, when either Mitchell or Matthew will probably finish it.
Are you actually going to jump back into the car today and have a bit more of a stint, or have you done for the day?
That's still undecided. It all depends on people's internet commitments and stuff like that, and how I'm feeling.
And oh geez, I had a question in my mind, but I've lost it. But how I got it back again. How you find the BMW at the moment? It's handling good. You've spent a bit of time getting the setup sorted for the race.
Yeah, we spent a fair bit of time, and we spent all of last weekend pretty much running the same setup we ran for Road Warriors with just a slight tweak, and that's about it.
I suppose running the Road Warriors series will sort of give you that spup and get that car a little bit more sorted and give you the opportunity to tweak the setup.
Oh yeah, and it has. We've pretty much found that this BMW around here might be, our setup might be lacking a bit of straight line speed compared to the others, but it seems to be very comfortable to drive, even with the damage that it's got.
Yeah, very good. Before I let you go, I'm going to and hand you over to Oliver. Oliver might have a few questions, but you want to put a quick shout out to your teammates there, man?
Yeah, I've got to thank young Mr. Mitchell. He started last night, and yeah, he's done a great job. And of course, I can't thank Matthew Trotman. He worked pretty much on the setup, and he just pulled in a solid 3-hour stint. Got us up to third in class, and Mr. Ash was just Mr. Ashley Rushkin's job was just to pedal it, so he got his hours in and keep it straight.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for popping in, Alex, and best of luck for the rest of the race. And we'll keep an eye on you. It's currently third in Class C is the Delta Sim Sports BMW.
He's Benny, good job on the cast.
Okay, the next guy we've got for an interview is a lot of smoke as the drivers go through, coming onto the back straight. So we'll keep an eye on that, folks. But the next person is Ben Darley. He's driving in the 115 car, which Nutters Motorsport Orange, currently in third position. Good morning, Ben, and welcome to RRTV's commentary booth. It's looking good for the 115 at the moment, sitting third in class and third outright.
Yeah, thanks, Benny. We're doing okay so far.
Yeah, so how did the night treat this car? It looks like it treated it fairly kindly.
Yeah, we had a few little ups and downs. I mean, obviously you would have noted PJ sort of found the fence at the bus stop quite early on, but thankfully there wasn't a great deal of damage to the car. We did use up one of our repairs, unfortunately, but pretty much from there on in it was a little bit of trouble-free motoring. We just drove to a number. We decided to sort of do the longish stints and just make it to the end. We want to buy that ticket for the last hour.
Yeah, like all the guys out there, but it looks like your ticket's a little bit more valuable at the moment since it's a podium ticket. Yeah, I noticed your car was lodged into the fence. The first thing I think of at Daytona when we see that come up is the bus stop. I think that's where most of the cars normally get stuck into the fence. And I'm just having a look at our telemetry. The Car 200 folks, Synergy Sim Racing, they have a drive-through penalty just been issued for avoidable contact on the 227. So Synergy Sim Racing have a drive-through. But anyway, back to the interview. As we can see, Aaron now just passing another GT3. How's the traffic been through the night for your car? And did you notice any sort of big issues coming up as the clock ticked over to say 3 or 4 or 5 a.m?
It's been pretty good, I must admit. I mean, you always sort of have that, for whatever reason, it's one or the other. You'll find that you can pass them individually pretty easily, or you get a gaggle of cars where you just find yourself threading the needle and essentially just crossing your fingers and closing your eyes and hoping for the best that you can probably make it out the other side. But I think the level of skill has probably improved since late last year. I mean, this is early days obviously, but from what we've seen so far, it's been quite good.
Fantastic, and a bit of inside goss. I'm not sure if you can share it with us or not. It's up to you. Fast repairs. How are you guys looking for fast repairs at the moment?
We're sitting pretty at the moment. We just used our second one, so we've got 2 remaining. We had one of the Corvettes just sort of realign the right-hand rear quarter panel on us on the entry to turn 4. He sort of put a right rear out into the grass and just use us as a straightener, I guess you could say. We sort of persevered with that. We tried to get it repaired in the fuel stop. It only had 4.3 seconds of optional, but unfortunately that didn't work. So we weren't losing a lot of time, but rather than have Aaron sort of push the car to what he knows it can do, nursing the damage, we just thought it would be better if we just repair it, get it back out there, and just basically allow it to be a lot more comfortable to drive.
Yeah, understood. But I'll tell you what, with 2 still up your sleeve though, that's pretty good with 8 hours 37 minutes to go. I'm just going to hand you over to Oliver Searles and see if Oliver's got any further questions for you.
Hi Ben, how you going?
Oh, good, Oliver, how are you?
Good mate. Hey, did you guys do the not the Spa 24, the iRacing 24 beforehand, the last week?
No, we gave that a miss actually. We had previously attempted it with not much success. We found it was probably not up to this, I guess you could say, the standards of driving that we see with our bunch of guys. Being an open and public series, it's, I guess, it probably didn't really suit us, and rather than go through the aggravation of spending countless hours trying to set a car up to get taken out, we just decided that we'd stick with this one.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. No, we ended up doing it as a team, and I think it was a good experience. But yeah, it makes you realise how many laps you've done around here. I think we said we could probably do this thing blindfolded. You know, we've done that many laps around here. So, and how are you finding the track and everything? Obviously, with the is it rubbered in more? Have you found that the speeds have dropped off, or not?
It's definitely rubbered up. I've noticed a bit of chatter on the tyre now. In my second stint, I noticed that it picked up a bit. Probably hasn't really affected the speed of our car. We're not ultra quick anyway, unfortunately. Sort of the wind played around with my head a little bit with regards to the setup. On Friday, we had something that was pretty comfortable. Prior to that, we had a wind direction change, and it sort of threw a big spanner in the works. And yeah, I just tried to make something that would be somewhat stable and just get around the track. So we're probably, henceforth, we're probably a little bit slower than we'd ultimately like to be.
Yeah, no, that's good. And what do you think about Daytona moving to the Arctic Circle? Is that good, or do you think that we really need day to night transitions?
Well, yeah, we definitely need the day and night transition. Obviously, that will add a lot more authenticity to what the race is about.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Well, as I said, you guys are doing well in third. I mean, obviously you're a lap down on the leader. I mean, anything can happen. Another safety car, you might get your lap back. So I suppose hang in there, and you got 2 laps on the people behind you. So good work. You got any sponsors or anything like that you want to plug before we let you go?
Not really. Obviously, teammates are a big part of all this sort of stuff, allowing us to happen. TJ's sort of carries a bit of sponsorship from XY Gaming, so I know he appreciates the help that he gets from his buddy that owns that. But pretty much it's, yeah, we just do our own thing, we enjoy doing it, so yeah, a bit of fun.
Oh yeah, cool. I don't know if Adrian has anything to say or if Bernie does. I'll let one of those two sort you out.
Thank you.
Okay, Ben, well, thanks for coming up for an interview and being patient while we went through the other interviews. Best of luck later on in the race, and hopefully we'll see you up on the podium at the end of the next 8.5 hours.
That's the plan, but thank you very much, guys, and keep up the good work.
Well, guys, it looks like they're definitely settling into a bit of a rhythm out there, Adrian.
Yeah, looks like it, isn't it, Bernie? The guys have been doing well. Obviously, we've had a few little incidents, and that's just going to go with this traffic that we've got on the track at the moment. Only having 3 cars drop out in retirement is still quite a small amount of cars to be retired. So a lot of cars on track, and we're going to get a lot of traffic, and we're going to still see a few incidents here and there, but still not bad, I tell you. The guys are doing a great job out there.
They certainly are, and for the viewers that have just joined us, we had 46 teams start this race last night at 7 p.m. GMT plus 11 time, or Australian time. We've only had around about three retirements at this stage. A number of teams are struggling with fast repairs, so no doubt we'll see more retirements as this race progresses. But as Adrian said, it's a pretty good effort by all the teams, considering they've been going now for, how long has it been? 16 and a half hours, I guess, 15 and a half hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been about that. So yeah, the guys have definitely put in a big effort and still got a long way to go yet.
Yeah, they certainly do. So just a bit of an update for those who have just joined us. Joe Burkett is still leading Class A, and that car's looking like it's doing it fairly comfortably at the moment. Aaron Osborne though, Carnet TDR, they're on the same lap, about half a lap down in the Carnet TDR entry, so it's great to see that car up there, and I bet you, Adrian, you're really happy to see that car so competitive at this stage of the race.
Yeah, certainly am. It's good to see the team doing well. Even the 227 with Tim Bellinger and Zachary Hanlon, and they started off the race last night. They're back in the car again this week, so they're doing okay. They're down in third at the moment. I think they're one lap behind the leaders, so they've lost a lap. Actually lost 2 laps overnight. I believe they were 1 lap in front at some stage, so you know, they're down in third, but they've got a little bit of a gap there to, so they're not doing too bad themselves down there.
Yeah, so that's third in Class B at the moment. That class is being led by Anthony Mansarella, Evolution Racing Australia. This car was quite competitive through the evening, and obviously it's got up to the pointy end of that field. The only other car on the same lap as them for Class B is Brenton Hobbs, the Boost Juice entry, Synergy Sim Racing. So there's still a bit of racing to go in that class, Oliver.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, there's still lots of racing to go. As I said, I think a lot of it's sort of settled down. There's people sort of laps ahead of other people, but as you know, if someone crashes, makes a mistake, you get a safety car, a bit of pit strategy comes in, and it's still all to play for. I mean, I remember earlier two of the cars had a laps ahead of people, and then they pitted, everyone got a lap back, and suddenly there was 6 HPDs back on the lead lap. So anything can happen, and as we said before, if people have run out of safety cars or run out of resets and stuff, you know, it's all to play for. And we've probably jinxed them now, talking about how everyone's spread out and everything's fine. There's probably going to be a safety car, so.
Yeah, well, if there is, we're going to blame you. But anyway, Adrian, looks like we've got Simon Feigl down there, and this guy's quite up-and-coming driver and definitely making his mark in iRacing. And from what Brenton O'Brien said last night, this guy's got a bit of pedigree behind him as far as racing goes. So without further ado, Adrian, I might bring Simon up and you can have a bit of a chat with him.
Yeah, no worries, Ben. Hey Simon, welcome to the RRTV comms box. How's the race progressing for you guys? It's looking pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, no, not too bad. Doing pretty well. We lost a lap early through an unfortunate safety car incident where the P1 HPD just got in front of us and then the safety car came out. So we've been on the back foot ever since then, but now we're in a good position.
Yeah, it looks like he's steering the beast at the moment and doing a great job. P1 at the moment in your class, so that's a good effort from coming a lap down from the leaders to actually leading the race now.
Oh no, we're 2 laps back, so we've got Blackadder 2 spots in front of us. They're 2 laps up on us now, so but we're P2, doing well.
Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, I didn't see that. I wondered what was going on there, and I've just noticed that the leader's actually in front, so a bit of a faux pas there from me, but no, it's looking good and doing a great job. And that car of yours is looking pretty straight. How's your fast repairs going?
Yeah, good. We've used one, which was an unfortunate incident when Cam, our British driver, was in the car and had an incident with a rough. But that's the only one that we've had to use so far. Only ever had, I think, a couple of other little bits of contact, which has just been able to manage through normal repairs in the pits.
Yeah, no, that's good. When you just get a repair, you can get it sorted in the pits. It's not a big penalty when you can do that. And we hear that you're a GT Academy driver, so you've got the gear set up. And how did you enjoy that experience?
GT Academy was incredible. I mean, that's like kind of once in a lifetime sort of stuff that you can do. So yeah, and I had all that going on last year. So we're over in the UK in August last year, so battling it out. And yeah, it was great to have someone from our team, Matt Simmons, end up taking out the entire win, and now going to be racing, for real in the Blancpain Endurance Series this year, which is awesome.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's good to see the talent from Australia just shine over there and do so well over there and get a ride, which is something that makes it hard for us Aussies to get in over in Europe, isn't it?
Oh, no, totally. I mean, for me also, I think for a lot of people, for Matt as well, it was, racing for real is pretty cost prohibitive. So, that's why we get our fix out of sim racing. But with what Sony and Nissan do with the GT Academy program, it's great to just, allow those good sim racers an opportunity to actually do it for real and showcase their talent.
That's right, and with iRacing now, with the way that you've got to set the cars up, it's so real, it definitely makes that transition to racing not too far. We still know it's not realistic that you don't get the G-forces and that, but getting the car set up and getting the feel for the car is almost similar.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I pretty much sort of decided once GT Academy was over for me that I was just going to go full bore into sim racing, and I've dabbled in iRacing a couple of years ago, but hadn't been on it. I think the last time was 2013, so just getting back into it now with ERA. So I'm really enjoying being back into it and loving it.
Yeah, and obviously we see you in the Australian G3 Championship. Tonight you're in, today in this race you're actually in the Corvette. So you want to explain to the viewers a bit of a difference between the GT3 and the Corvette? Obviously we know there's a lot of horsepower and downforce, but generally the other differences that you find between the two.
Yeah, I mean, I would say with the Corvette, I mean, it's quite a interesting car to drive for a number of reasons. There's no ABS in the Corvette, so under braking is really, really important to be solid and consistent. It's very easy to catch a brake, catch a tyre when you're braking, particularly into turn one. So that's where there's a significant difference in the GT3s. Most of the time the GT3s are running fairly high levels of ABS. Outside of that, the other big one naturally is going to be the aero, and just the way that you can sort of carry accelerate the car out. Like once that aero takes over, you can, the rear just sticks to the ground. Whereas in the GT3, you're kind of always managing the throttle, even though you've got traction control and everything like that. You want to make sure that rear is got good traction throughout, but you don't necessarily have that downforce to help you.
And we see that the Corvette is probably on par with the HPD for straight line, but obviously, once again, you're talking about downforce, and we know that the Corvette's got plenty of that in bucketfuls, but the HPD has actually got more downforce in the truckload, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely, and also just probably more than anything is the weight. It's just significantly lighter. Where we lose out with the HPDs is under braking, again because our braking performance is somewhat limited, and given what we're trying to stop, we get killed going into turn one and into those sort of hard stops, and the HPD, that's really their opportunity to pass. So whereas in the straights, as you said, we're pretty much on par or very, very close too. So often, I've actually passed a couple of HPDs down the straights tonight. So good fun racing, definitely.
And how are you finding the series so far, AAC? This is your first run with the AAC be honest at the moment. So how are you finding how it's being presented and run for you guys tonight and last night and throughout the race?
Look, honestly, I think it's probably, well, of every series that I've done so far, which is albeit fairly minimal at the moment, but yeah, it's extremely well. I just actually sent a PM to during the week, and gave him props to how organised it is. It's very clear, concise, what we need to do, what's going to be acceptable, what's not acceptable, and I love how realistic they look to make it as well. As I said, I'm not looking to do real racing anymore. Sim racing is my thing, and so I want it to be as immersive and as real as possible. And I think they do a great job of doing that.
Yeah, great. And sorry, is something going on?
No, it's just Oliver's microphone cutting in and out, Adrian.
And no worries. So, and obviously you're doing the Australian GT3 Championship as well. How are you finding that with your so far the leagues that are running at the moment?
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. I did the Blancpain Endurance Series with the guys last season, so we were able to get one of our cars into the World Championship next year, which is awesome. So we drove the Macca last year, having eyes looking forward to helping out the guys next season. That was kind of my reason for getting into it. Plus, I do like the GT3 racing, so chose to go with the Beamer, given that the Rough and the Ford GT are going out of action after this season. So just to get a bit of experience, particularly on the setup side of things, so I can, if we do go down the BMW path, I can sort of help the guys out there. So it's a bit of a team call, but also I like my GT3 racing, and it's looked like a fun series to get involved with.
Yeah, so it's one of those one-off events that TD Racing has provided the guys there, so that's something good. So when you joined ERA, what was the expectations joining it, and how long do you think you'll be running with these guys?
Well, for the foreseeable future, absolutely. So Brenton got in touch with me. Actually, I was still over in the UK, finishing GT Academy, and he got in touch and sort of had to think about it on the plane over back to Australia, and was like, nah, this is definitely what I want to do. Get immersed into it, and they've got a lot of talented guys in there. Obviously Ben and Marcelo having done GT Academy also, and we've just recently brought in Luca as well, that did GT Academy in 2014. So anyway, it's a little GT Academy team over here, GT Academy alumni. But it's great. The team's really strong. We've got excellent sponsors in Maverick Welding, Demidov Innovations, Way of Life, and Auto Loan Centre, and we're only really looking to expand that and really take this very serious. Brenton and I have got a lot of good ideas of what we want to do with this team, and I think we've got the guys driving the car that can do it as well.
Yeah, very good. We did speak to Brenton last night, and we discussed a few things there. So it's always good to have Brenton aboard and let us know what was going on. It was a good chat with him, and obviously it's been a good chat with you. Obviously we've gone through your sponsors already, which we didn't have to ask you to do, but I'm going to see if Bernie's got a few questions for you. But look, Simon, thanks for coming up. A good chat. I know we could probably talk even longer, but we've got a few guys waiting to come up here, and enjoying watching you race. It's fantastic. Wish I had half the talent you do in my left finger, but some people are given different gifts, and unfortunately mine's not sim racing. So look, once again, enjoying your racing. Want to see you out there a lot more, and I'm sure I will. And have a good race for the rest of the day.
Thanks, Adrian. Appreciate all the support.
Simon, it's great to have you up here finally. We've been watching you in the Way of Life BMW, and you've definitely made your mark on that class, and you're doing the same here. It's always good to find out the history of a driver, and it looks like you've got quite a history behind you. I don't actually have any questions for you, but Oliver Searles may, so I'll pass you over to Oliver, and we'll have to then get on with the other interviews.
Hey Simon, how you going?
Good, Oliver. How are you, mate?
So, have you done, obviously apart from that GT Academy, have you done any real life racing before that?
No, never. In fact, prior to GT Academy, I hadn't even gone on. Well, I took my Hyundai Excel onto a racetrack I think 2 weeks before going to Silverstone, but that's my only time on a racetrack prior to that. So very much the true story of the sim race. It's a real racer.
Wow. But you said you don't want to get into real racing or anything? Are you a young guy?
No, that's the thing. So I'm a 30-year-old man now with a wife and daughter. So, you know, again, being cost prohibitive and thinking about all the other stuff I've got to think about, it's not really something that is a feasible option for me. Even if I had won GT Academy, which was a possibility, you know, I don't even know if I could have accepted it, to be honest. It would have been such a big change for all the family and everything like that to, you know, essentially change the world. So, yeah, but no, sim racing for me gives me my fix. And I think it's, with how realistic and immersive it is, it's yeah, so it's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of the same with me. My dad does a lot of racing, and it's like a bottomless pit of money, and I've always wanted to do it, but yeah, it's just the cost. And I found sim racing, and said it's like a lot cheaper, you know. So that's what I ended up doing.
No, absolutely. I mean, I used to do remote control car racing at a high level. I used to race. I made it to the World Championships with that, and again, bottomless pit it ended up being, and you know, one of those things you sort of got to pick your battles, I think. And this one, sim racing, gives me my fix, and I'm absolutely loving it so far.
Oh, that's good. Keep it up, mate. And yeah, hopefully you guys can. The neutral commentator in me says hopefully you guys can catch the car in front, but the team part of me says don't catch the car in front for position. So, yeah, no, good luck with it all, mate. And as I said, you guys are keeping the Blackadder car in front of you honest, which is always good. So,
beautiful. Thanks. Now we've got to do what we can. They're doing a great job.
No problems, mate.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming in, Simon. We look forward to seeing your car progress through this race and seeing you back on the track. So are you going to have another drive today, or are you done for the day?
Yeah, technically finished. So we'll see how things pan out. You never know what may happen, but I'd love to get in the car. It's driving beautifully at the moment, so we'll see how we go, but at this stage not scheduled.
Okay, no worries. Well, best of luck to your team for the rest of the day, and make sure you catch that car ahead of you, won't you?
We'll do what we can. Thanks, Bernie.
So, Adrian, while we were going through that interview, there was a bit of a penalty handed out. Is that correct?
Yeah, car 340, audible contact on car number 3. Guess the next two numbers.
6, 7.
Ding, ding, ding. You prize winner for Bernie.
Yeah, that poor old 367, the target of the race, is involved in another one. Also, the 166 VPR has also been handed a drive-through penalty for avoidable contact on the 200, and that has Brenton Hobson, and that's the Synergy Sim Racing 200, and I think they're third in class at the moment.
Yeah, they are third in class, so doing a great job there, and looks like Anthony Manzarella's actually, he's still, they're still 2 laps down, so Anthony's got a 1 lap on those guys, and then it looks like Tim Ballinger and Brett Hobson are on, well no, it looks like they've just swapped over, so definitely spread out this class now, which is a bit of a shame. It was looking good at the beginning of the race, and now it's all spread out, so just a bit of unfortunate series of events with the safety car, I believe, Bernie. Yeah,
definitely looks that way, but we'll see how things go. I'm just going to put up a picture of I found on Facebook for the viewers to have a look here. This is Simon Feigel's setup at home for his sim rig, and it'll just give you an idea of the sort of level these guys are competing at. So as you can see, he's got a really nice setup there, Sparco racing wheel, triple screen monitors. He's got the button boxes to simulate all the buttons there, and it looks like it's on a Fanatic rim, as well as some sort of telemetry screen. So you can see, guys, when these drivers get serious, they can pretty much simulate pretty close to a proper racing cockpit out there. Any comments?
I can't see the picture, but I know some people have some ridiculous setups. I mean, I thought when I went to triple screens, I was sort of entering the world of like the awesomeness. But yeah, people have got ones where you can also get motions, ones that you get the motion as well. So you get the car rocking left, right, up, down. It's surround sound. I mean, some people probably spend 10, 20 grand on their setups. I don't know that's what he spent, but you could spend silly amounts of money on the setup, you know. But I suppose if that's what you enjoy, it's still a lot cheaper than racing the real thing. So it's all relative, isn't it?
Oh, it surely is. Like, I used to race real life rally cars, and when I saw iRacing, that's the way I wanted to go. At the time, I probably sunk in about 3-4 grand into a fairly decent setup, which it was at the time. But compared to that pretty much was the equivalent to half a season of racing a clubman level type rally car, seriously. So, you know, it is definitely relative. Once you have that big outlay in sim racing, it is quite cheap after that, isn't it?
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, John King, so our team manager, said that he used to do a lot of go-karting in Malaysia, you know, like, you know, the tourist, like the champ, did top level stuff there, won some titles and stuff, and he said he found iRacing, bought all the content on the first day, and he said that was less than he'd spent on one weekend on the card, on tyres and stuff, you know. So, and that was $500-600 or whatever for the content. So that just shows you how much money people spend in real life and how cheap this is if you think about it as a hobby, you know.
Oh, definitely. And the good thing is you can race these fantastic cars out there, like the HPD, which none of us could probably even afford to stand next to. You can ding it, you can smash it and walk away unharmed, but most importantly, well, second importance is you don't have a mortgage over your head on it.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, some of the people in our team raced the Lotus 49. Now, I mean, obviously, if you did that in real life, some of the crashes we've had, we'd all be dead, you know what I mean? Like, literally, we would hit the fence, we'd be dead, see you later. So yeah, it's just, in that regard, it's awesome. Yeah, the immersion's awesome. I mean, you can get involved so much that you think you really are racing a car. I mean, the only thing you're not getting is the G-forces, and I suppose you can be, fat and, you know, sit there with a bag of Doritos and drive and drink your Red Bull. But other than that, it's pretty close to what you're going to go through, you know?
Yeah, it certainly is. And we've also got a picture here which we'll show our viewers. Of course, you guys at home can't see. Well, you guys at home can see it. The co-commentators cannot. But this is from Scott Stevens' desk. Scott is the race admin control. You can see he's running triple monitors. He's got the telemetry up, plus the main monitor, keyboards, iPads, you name it, he's got it there. And that's the sort of setup race control has. And for our viewers out there that are new to iRacing, he can actually look at all the replays from that screen, different camera angles to issue all those penalties, which he then puts in on the right monitor, and that's fed live to the commentary booth where we can see the penalties as he's typing them. So I'd like to thank Scott for sending that in. So it's quite interesting, isn't it? It's not only the setups that the guys are using to race these cars, but also race control, and of course in the commentary booth here, the sort of setups we're running to bring this to the viewers out there.
That's exactly right. I'm assuming Scott's also got an intravenous drip of Red Bull or something there as well. Is that in the photo, or is that just off screen?
I think that's just off screen, but I wouldn't be surprised. I know Scott's been up all night running this race. He does it with minimal support. He banks on the volunteers of the community to help him, which he does get that help, but most of the time it's just him and a couple of other people. So great effort there to race control.
Oh yeah, he does a phenomenal job. I mean, as I said, I chatted to him just before we went on air. I think you did as well, Bernie. And yeah, he's been up the whole time. He hasn't slept at all. I mean, and you know, I've slept, and he's still got another 8 hours to go. So you know, I don't know how he can do it. I would be a zombie at this point if I was trying to do that. You know.
Yeah, definitely. And bit of an update, folks. Class A, Dylan Sharman's back in the car. We saw him last night running. another very good driver, very consistent. He's leading Class A, followed by Daniel Leet, who's still in the simulated HPD. My telemetry. The 115 Nutters Orange Motorsport is in second. Aaron Farmer is driving that car. Third, Aaron Osborne for Carnet TDR. And then fourth is Daniel Leet. ABR simulated. So they haven't really changed position at all, which is probably understandable, as the leader is now 2 laps on their competitors. So very strong drive for the 188.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
Dylan Sharma Dylan Sharma's a really good driver, and I think he just got a pro license recently through the the GT3 Road to Pro thing. So yeah, you'd expect the guy to be pretty quick,
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Adrian?
Yeah, no, just a quick driver, and the whole team's doing a fantastic job there at the moment. So it's good to see them doing so well. Once again, it just depends on where the safety car comes out as well, and how it all falls out in the pit stops. I think that's where it's coming down to, if the safety car comes out and you're going to do a pit stop or not. So that's where you can gain, just through safety car conditions, and unfortunately that's what happens through real racing, and that's what's going to happen on here as well. So these guys are definitely showing the space. I'm not saying that they're not quick, but just one of those things. I think safety car has helped them get those few laps in front of the guys.
Yeah, it can definitely play an issue with one of the iRacing things they've got built in, where pitting at the right time or being in the right position, you can actually get a lap up on your competitors under safety car conditions. But we've got a couple of guys down there waiting for an interview, so I might get you to choose who you'd like to interview, Oliver, and you can do that interview.
Okay, I can't see them, unfortunately, Bernie, in the lobby, so I suppose it's lucky dip.
Alright, I'll just bring someone up. I'll get them to say their name and you can guess who they are.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I'd like to welcome Brett Hender from Tryhards Motorsport, and welcome to RRTV commentary booth. We're going to hand you over to Oliver Searles, and he's going to try and guess your name.
I'm going to guess that your name is Brett Hender. Is that a good guess?
You've guessed well.
Okay. Which car are you in? Sorry, I should know this, and I'm sure I've seen you on track, but...
It's all good. I'm in 331, and g'day Bernie, and g'day Adrian if he's there, and hello Oliver.
How's your race going so far?
We're tracking pretty well. We're 5th in class at the moment. We're pretty happy with that. Brett Woods is in the car at the moment, and he's going along just fine. We did have the lead there at one stage, but some of the other cars have had some quicker guys in it, so they've got in front of us. But yeah, we're doing well. Currently in the battle with OSR and one of your Blackadder cars, sort of swapping positions between pit stops. But OSR have shot up ahead of us at the moment with Jared Fussell in the car, so he's gone off into the distance, as he does.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but no, we're happy with how we're going. Guys are just running consistent laps and keeping it nice and clean.
Okay. Have you guys had many incidents? Have you had to burn any of the resets? Or?
We've used a couple, and that was me. I had to. It wasn't any major damage, but it was affecting our top speed. So we just got them fixed and still got 2 to go. So pretty happy with that as well.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, fifth overall is good. I said there's still 8 hours to go. And as I said, obviously you're going to get a bit of luck with the safety cars. Have you had any unlucky periods or lucky periods with the safety car?
Not really. Only that issue where the pits were closed, but they weren't closed. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but yeah, we were kept out of the pits while other people, our competitors, went in and got filled up and got their black flags cleared. So we've only had that issue really has affected us. Otherwise, the safety car's been good.
Okay, yeah, no, I've heard about that. I think it's an iRacing bug, and I said I don't think people are trying to exploit it, but I could see how that's exploitable. But
oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that people are exploiting it. I'm just saying it just caught us out.
Yeah, no, I know some people talked about that. I think if you actually read the forum, there's about people, it blew up on the forum, there's about 5 pages of back and forth comments, and some of them actually getting pretty nasty about that. But we've never actually had that. None of the cars that we've had in our team, either the GT3 or Class B cars, have ever had that. So I don't understand why the bug's affecting different people, but it could be where you are on the track and stuff like that. I know some people are exiting a closed pit. Now, if you're exiting a closed pit, I think you should get a penalty, but if you're entering a one where it should be open and then it changes on you halfway through, you probably shouldn't. But as I said, I don't know enough about it. So okay, so you haven't had any unlucky periods where you just got lapped by the leader and you got split from the people in front and lost a lap or something?
Not as far as I know, no. We've
okay,
been pretty good.
That's always good for you. So, what's your plan from here? Are you back in the car or?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to leave pretty soon because I'm due back in the car. I did a stint last night, which was I think you guys may have seen at the time. I was getting beat from pillar to post. Then did a stint this morning, a 3-hour stint from 5 to 8, and that was a lot better. I felt a lot more comfortable in the car, so was just able to be consistent and track some good laps and got a few places back, so that was good.
Okay.
I've got a Try Hard's racing report here. If you want me to go through all our 7 cars, give you guys a bit of an update.
Sure, I'm happy with that. I don't know if Bernie's happy with that.
No, definitely go through, give all the viewers an update on how each car's going. That'd be great.
All right, some of these it may be a little bit out of date now because I wrote it down, but I'll go through it anyway. Now we've got our Class A cars. We've got car 131, the HPD1 team. They're 30th overall, 14th in class. Who's at the wheel? Craig Galbraith is at the wheel at the moment. They've got no fast repairs and they're 5 seconds down on power. Our other Class A car, 132, HPD2, our Young Guns team. They're in 27th overall, 13th in class. And they're the guys, I don't know if Brett told you earlier, they had the wrong setup loaded, so they've had a few issues. Class B, our 231 car, DP1, they're in 23rd overall. Paul Kean's at the wheel and 11th in class, and 2 fast repairs. 232, the DP2 car, 24th overall, 12th in class. Interesting story there, Jeff Glisson did 6-hour stint.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a US driver set up, but unfortunately he's actually working at the actual Daytona 24 today, and he got called in early, so he couldn't do his stint, so Jeff had to do a 6-hour stint, so brave man. And then we've got our Class C cars, so we've got us, the 331, and as they were in 5th in class and pretty happy with how we're travelling. 332, they're 38th overall, 9th in class. Lewis is at the wheel. Still got 2 fast repairs. And 334, they're 42nd, 14th in class, and they're down on speed and 1 fast repair.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for that update, Brett. Before we let you go, because we know you have to go and get in that car, do you want to give a shout out to all your sponsors?
Yeah. Shout out to our sponsor Motorless Motorsport, and I just want to give a shout out to our team principal, our head honcho, or whatever he likes to call himself, Alan Shipway, and just acknowledge the huge effort that he has gone to organise all our teams and get everybody together, get everybody sorted. He does all the team paints. He does a very thankless job, and I'd just like to thank him for all the work that he does for this team.
Fantastic. Yeah, a lot of work goes in the background to get these teams organised and looking as professional as the Try Hard's team does. But anyway, Brett, thanks for popping in. We'll let you get down into the pit bay and get ready to take control of that car.
Yeah, thanks guys, and thanks for your telecast that you do as well, and of course to Scott Stevens and all his team for putting on such a great event.
So Adrian, I saw in the background the numbers, one of the TD racing cars having a bit of a spin there coming into the bus stop. Fortunately, it looks like they kept it off the wall.
Yeah, I did notice that, and just an unfortunate event. We're going to get that. I'm not sure what's going on with the team at the moment. I haven't actually spoken to them this morning. A bit of a mad rush to get in here and try and get things sorted and get up here and watch it. So I'll have a chat to him later and see what's going on.
Yeah, not a problem. We're just bringing up a replay. This happened earlier tonight, and of course my telemetry cuts out, as it always does. So I'm sorry, folks, I can't bring you that replay. A bit of an update, Class B, for those of you that have joined us. I'm just bringing up the Class B leader at the moment. I have the Blackadder Motorsports 266 is leading the way. They're a lap up, I think. Doing a fantastic job, it must be said, this car. And they were in the top 3 earlier last night. They're now pretty much leading that class, and they've been doing that for quite a while. Second, Anthony Mantarella, Evolution Racing Australia. We spoke to his teammate Simon Feigl earlier. They are running 13th outright as second in class, and I think they're 1 lap down. And then third, we've got the 227. Mr. Tim Ballinger's driving their CarNet Auctions entry there and doing a great job. 15th outright, and looking like he's getting settled into a bit of a groove. So that's your top 3 in Class B.
Yeah, Bernie, I believe the Blackadder car's 2 laps up. They actually had some problems earlier. Christian was in the car very early on. He probably, I don't know if you saw it, he was involved in one of the first safety car periods and got wiped out, had to burn an early fast repair, and then basically they were sort of behind the 8 ball the whole way. So to come back and be 2 laps up is actually a really, really impressive feat. I don't know how many resets they got left now, but yeah, I know they had some early trouble.
Yeah, and they just had a close call then. They had a bit of a spin coming into turn 1. Fortunately, Troy kept it off the wall and they're on their way. But yeah, it doesn't take much around Daytona, does it, to cause a bit of chaos for the team?
No, that's exactly right. I mean, you're on edge quite a bit. I mean, you know, especially going into turn 1, quite a few people seem to loop it in turn 1, hitting that pit wall. And yeah, the bus stop, if you mess that up, and then you unfortunately then seem to get wedged in the tyre barriers, which I suppose is realistic because should happen in real life, but then obviously you got a tow and everything, which will just kill you. I haven't had anything like that, but touch wood, but I might have jinxed myself now. But yeah, it's quite easy to do, and also with the HBDs and the DPs and the speed difference, you know, it's actually been remarkably, you know, good, the running recently.
Yeah, that's right. And Adrian, I understand we've got a few people in the green room. Did you want to bring some people up and have a bit of a chat with them?
Yeah, I'll bring up 2 teammates, Bernie. Both of them are running for All-Star Motorsport. So we've got the boss there and a driver from the other car. So I'll bring them up and we'll have a quick chat with them.
Don't try.
Okay, Adrian, I brought Brant Tucker up for a bit of a chat. Who's the second driver you'd like brought up?
That'd be Tim Faulkner.
Okay, over to you.
Thanks, Brent. Bernie, Brent and Tim, welcome to the RRTV booth. We've got the boss here and the driver for the other car. How's the race progressing, guys?
We were going alright. We were making laps up on the nearest DP competitor. We were 12 down. We're now 10 down. But we've just been involved in a fairly heavy incident involving one of the Dayco cars. Just went to chop one of our note, change lanes, and Ghost was there, and yeah, so not a pit stop we wanted to have to do, but you know, that's racing. So nothing we can really do. Unfortunately, we've got no fast repairs left, but it fortunately didn't look like there was much damage on that car from it, so thankful for that.
Yeah, it sounds like it's been a tough night for you guys with no fast repairs. It's you know, with still like about 8 hours to go, you still like to have at least one left with a couple of hours to go.
Yeah, well, I got on at 3 AM this morning and saw we had no fast repairs, just to quickly check how everything was, and then I went back to bed. But I think we've gone. That was our first incident in the 3 hours I've been up. So, you know, to be go 3 hours without having an incident, any fast repairs, I'm pretty stoked with that. If we can do that, we can still bring the car home relatively straight at the end of the day. And like I said, we are slowly gaining on car 229, so we've closed in 2 laps, so hopefully we can close in a bit more.
Yeah, great. And Tim, how's the car going for you?
The car was going okay. I had a few incidents with wet traffic, but all in all the car was running very well, doing some quick consistent laps, and just having no quick repairs is very difficult for the race.
Yeah, it certainly is, and having a big field, it's something that I don't think anyone anticipated for the field to be so big for the first round of AEC this year.
Nah, certainly not. As I said in my previous interview, like the entry list just exploded in the first few days that it was up. And I know that as I said, there are still, I know a couple of Daytona prototype teams that didn't actually make the race today, so the grid would have been even larger if we had every single car registered. But yeah, certainly to have 48 cars, I believe, is the number that's on 48 or something, 46, something like that. To have that many cars on for the first round is just bonkers. But it's a testament, as I said, to just the championship that JFF have put on, or well now Fusion Sim Racing have put on. So yeah, it's a phenomenal effort. Well done to Scotty and the boys.
So what's the plan for both of your drivers now? We jumping back into at some stage, or is it all going to come down to if something happens to another teammate or anything like that?
Well, Jason's going to be pretty much doing 2.5 stints with this stint he's going to do now, because I didn't want to risk it with the meatball issue that arose in the iRacing 24 hours of the meatball not being cleared when driver swaps happened. So unfortunately he's had to stay in the car, but I'll be back in later on and hopefully to finish the race if we can get the car there. As for 217, they're trucking along nicely. They're 7th or 8th in class, lap behind One Performance Racing, so they were down near the rear of the field, so they've certainly pulled their way back up. Unfortunately, luck just hasn't gone our way, but that's what happens in endurance racing, unfortunately.
Yes, I'll hand you over to Oliver, and I'm sure he's got a few questions for you. But thanks for coming up. It's always a pleasure to get you guys up here and see how the race is progressing and what's been going on for you guys. So, bit of a hard luck so far, but look, keep the car straight. Hopefully, you can finish the race, and we'll see you out on track.
Yeah, fingers crossed the safety car decides to go our way for a change next time.
So, it obviously sounds like you guys just been getting split behind the other DPs on the safety cars. Is that what's been happening?
Yeah, my first stint in at about 9 p.m. last night. Safety car called out the 2 or 3 Daytona prototypes, and we were closing in on some of them as well. And then they got the wave around, and I got stuck behind the safety car, having to lead the field, which was, extremely frustrating. But there's nothing that's totally out of Scott's control, and I know he would love to fix it, but until iRacing give the roadside a proper, actual, dedicated road safety car, we're just going to have to deal with this, deal with these things that happen.
Yeah, exactly. I think some of it's to do with, obviously, the overall rules, but I think some of it's to do with they're all technically one class as well, so I think the game gets confused. I think if we had separate classes, which I know we can't do because we've got multiple GT3 cars, I think that may solve some of that problem. But were you also just getting split normally as well, like where the HPD's gone through half the field and then they've just caught up to you, and then like the leader hasn't been caught and stuff?
Yeah, I can't really say for that. It's just mainly been unlucky safety car calls for us in 218. I can't really speak for the 217 lads, but in 218 it's just been the story of the safety car for us. But nothing we can do. We've just got to truck on and do our best. And to be brutally honest, at this point in time, I just want to finish the race. I'll be happy with that.
That's fair. Did you guys do the race, the 24-hour race last week, the official one?
No, one of our drivers from 217 did, but he only did it for, he started and then went to bed. It wasn't an actual full-on assault, more so just to get used to traffic and weak and overtake and such. We didn't really want to burn ourselves out because we've been practicing for this event for a fair while now, so we thought just give the official one a rest and focus on AEC.
Everyone in our team was sickos, so we all did that one, and then we all came back and did this one. So maybe we shouldn't have done that, but we've all done that. So
you guys are nuts.
That's exactly right. It's absolutely crazy. So these things happen. They seem like good ideas at the time, and then you sort of do them when you realise they're not. Okay, so what's your plan? Obviously, is you just want to finish. I was always curious. Obviously, you've only got Australians on your team. How are you guys deciding who does the graveyard shift? Is that just you picking on the new guy, or how rock scissors paper? How's that work?
Nah, I was pretty much just did up an Excel roster in Excel, and asked the guys when they were available, and just did it from there. And everyone was happy enough with their shifts. So yeah, no real dictatorship. It was no real point and do this. It was more so if you want to do it you can, but at some point in time someone has to do it. But we come out of the night relatively unscathed, no fast repairs left, but we've still got a relatively straight car, which is the most important thing. All the guys will be fresh, having a few hours sleep here and there, including myself, so we'll try and be on the comeback trail for the rest of the race.
Yeah. Cool. And obviously, have you got any sponsors, anyone like that you want to thank?
First of all, to you guys for the awesome broadcast, JFF for the Epic Series, all my boys from All Star Motorsports for stepping up and learning the Daytona prototype, and also to K-Centric, RapCorp and Unneeded Servers for their continued and epic sponsorship for us. Without them, we wouldn't have the epic looking cars we do, and we wouldn't be able to do half the stuff we can do without their sponsorship, so huge rep for those guys.
Cool. I'll pass you over to Bernie sorry, I've got a name blank. I'll pass you over to Bernie and see if he's got any questions for you.
No, not really at the moment. I'm looking forward to maybe trying out this pit stop idea we discussed last night. Maybe we could do that later on today after 4:30, Brent.
Yeah, it would have popped up earlier and done it. As I said, we'd been involved in a bit of a minor accident with the HPD, so I was in all uber-duber team manager mode there trying to sort that stuff out. So, but yeah, certainly later on tonight when we've got a pit stop coming up, I'll definitely come up and, like I said, talk everyone through what goes on in a pit stop, what the guys got to focus on, how long it takes, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great. But if there's any team dramas, we can leave it for another day. But anyway, Brant and Tim, thanks for coming up. Well done on surviving the graveyard shift, and best of luck for the 217 and the 218 for the rest of the race.
Thanks, guys.
We have one final interview to do, and that's with Dave Oliver. We need to bring Dave up because he's been waiting quite a while down there, but he's also was waiting last night when we went off air for an interview, and I promised him we'd rush him up as soon as we could. So I'll bring Dave up and we'll have a chat. Hi Dave, welcome to RRTV and thanks for your patience. How's the 130 going out there?
Morning guys, hope you're doing well. Yeah, car 130's chugging along nicely. At the moment we've got Reese. Reese has got the wheel, and he's just plugging away, doing some nice consistent lap times. So
it looks like you're 9th in Class A, 9th out of the 204 through the bus stop. And your other car, the teammate, they're doing quite well too, aren't they?
Yeah, they're running 14th outright and 3rd in class at the moment. They're in the 200 SSR car, or the Boost SSR car, and they've had a decent run, but they've had a few, they've had 2 pit lane penalties and kind of real borderline calls. So one of the last ones, one of the other cars came across on them, and we got pinged. So yeah, it was but yeah, they're chugging along nicely. They're in third at the moment, so.
Fantastic. And how's HPD been going tyre-wise around Daytona? Has it? I know we're running pretty cool temperatures out there. I'll just do an update now. 24 degrees, so I'm assuming the tyres are behaving themselves?
Yeah, they're pretty much behaving themselves. Yeah, they've been going well. We've been changing every stop and stuff just for consistency. But yeah, they've been going well.
Fantastic. And we asked this of all the teams. How did you guys handle the graveyard shift overnight?
Pretty good actually, in a way, kind of in a way. Luckily we've got one of our drivers, Leon Tander. He's a resident of Western Australia, so being 3 hours behind, he was able to do a bit of the early morning shift for us, which is borderline crazy in a HPD, but he managed to do that alright. And yeah, he got some sleep once Reese and myself rocked up about 5 a.m. this morning. It's in Eastern Australia, but when three of us Sydney guys went to sleep, I think Leon ended up doing a 3.5 hour stint. So.
Wow, that's a big stint. And I've noticed your new livery on the Synergy Sim Racing team. It looks like you guys have a brand new sponsor, Boost Juice. Did you want to tell us a little bit about that? Pretty much, we're able to pick up Boost as a sponsor. That was Todd's work, getting that, so it's really cool, and the cars look nice and bright and colourful, and so it's actually really cool that they've come on board, and something fresh and new and juicy. Very good. Yeah, it's great to see sponsors coming on board and backing all these teams. And we were saying last night, we had a big conversation about it. For businesses out there watching this broadcast, it's quite a good investment to return ratio. Not a lot of investment needs to be put into these teams, but they do get broadcast all around the world, and as we can see, your car now promoting its sponsor, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, it is, and especially debuting the skins or the cars here on the first round and for the championship and in such a large audience. It's really, really cool.
Certainly is. And for the folks out there, if you go to the Redback Racing TV Facebook page, you'll see the Synergy Sim Racing launch video, and I must say that was quite an impressive video. Dave, who was behind that work?
Brenton Hobson was behind all the video editing, and there was, I think, Michael Schreier and stuff helped out as well. But yeah, it's a very cool video, and just keep an eye out on the net coming up for V8 Scops. It's there will be something really cool coming, so just a bit of a hint.
Okay, fantastic. So folks, tune into the V8's Cops series and see what that cool thing is. But before I let you go, Dave, I'm going to hand you over to Adrian Jarvis and see if he's got any further questions for you.
Yeah, thanks, Benny. It's Dave for joining us. Sorry about last night. Got a bit hectic, and it looks like it settled down to this morning, so it's great to have you up here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the car's looking pretty sweet out there. It's looking nice and clean. So the car's doing a great job, and it looks like you're in a good position at the moment, being in ninth. Quite a few laps down, but still to be in that position, it's always good. Nice clean car with less than 8 hours to go.
Yeah, we've only really had to use one fast repair, and that was one of those really weird moments one of the drivers just went off onto the grass. I think it was on the second right-hander on the infield, and literally just grazed the tyre bundle or the tyre wall, but it was enough to give us a meatball. So it was one of those real borderline hits that would have been fine, but it's given us that nasty meatball. So we've only used one. So yeah, we've just been trying to keep out of trouble, and yeah, and also we've we're kind of a lap or two down on the lead. We're 6 laps down, and then the bunch of cars ahead are about 4, but it's pretty close. With just pit stops and all that kind of stuff to and fro. But pretty much we're in striking distance. Like, if anything happens to, the GTs, TTRs, Redbacks or ERAs, we're in striking distance, ready to pounce.
Well, that's the thing. It's more about trying to keep it nice and clean through most of the race and being there for the last few hours, because like you've seen, there's been a few attrition rates here tonight and during the night, and obviously we may get through the day, especially with a big field. And I think this is the one that's really surprised me, and how large the field is and how well everyone's actually still on track. We've only lost 3 cars throughout the night, so it's a pretty big job for everyone at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Especially, and also being on track, because when you're actually on track, it's also learning what each driver does, especially when you come up to lap, say, some of the GT3s or the DPs or so and so. You kind of, you have to kind of guess what they're going to do, but after a while, if you kind of get to certain points on the track, you kind of get a gist of what they're going to do, which is good. As long as you kind of know what the guys are going to do, it does make it a lot cleaner, and you can kind of, especially being in the faster car, and it's definitely it's a lot quicker than the Class B that I ran in last year. So you definitely have to pick your moment, and if you're gonna do your passes and stuff, you definitely have to be careful but assertive. So
yeah, that's a big thing that we've covered off on this car quite a numerous times through a coverage, is that the HPD has just got bucket loads of, truckloads of downforce, and the braking ability of this car is just phenomenal. So something that someone might think that the HPD is bomb diving, it's actually he's not braking yet, and that's your braking points are so much closer to the apex of the corner that you're going to have to pull it up. But you guys get to know when you can brake and if the move is on or not. So it just you guys have got a lot more control and feel for the car, and just hope that the guys in front of you are willing to just hold their line.
Yeah, and it's the uncertainty sometimes when you come up and a car does it'll move under brake. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, I'm watching that from the blimp view, and under brakes, and they'll move across or something like that, and pretty much if you hit the brakes in the corner, the car's going to snap sideways. So even though it has a bucket load of downforce, it's fairly knife edge.
Yeah, I've noticed that with the car. I actually have purchased it, and it's one of those things you've got to get the braking done before the corner to a point, and let the downforce help you through the corner. You can't really trail a brake through this car, can you?
Oh no, you have to. It's not like the V8 or even the DP. It's you've got to, keep it straight, and then you can lift off, roll into the corner, and the downforce will take over from there.
Yeah, so it's a good car. Obviously I have got it and I've driven it, and still I haven't done much with it because it's still a scary beast, I think, in effect, but it just handles phenomenally and it's quite quick. But it's still quite breakable too, so you've got to be careful of those little bumps and jumps that some of the tracks have got.
Yeah, and for us it's an unknown as what will really break it and all that kind of stuff. You just rub a wall and it gives you a meatball, or you can hit a curb and you'll be fine, smash a curb or whatever, bounce off a car and you're fine. So as the season goes on, we'll know what we can do and what we can't, and it's a good learning experience for us guys.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for coming up. I think we've covered off on your juicy sponsor there with Boost, so congratulations on that. Racing really good at the moment, and the car's nice and clean. Good to see you out there putting in a fantastic show for everyone and keeping the sponsors happy, and I'm sure they'll see this broadcast and go, oh look, yeah, we've got our car on there and it's looking fantastic. It's nice and bright and colourful, so you can't miss it, and it's great having you guys racing and being up here and having a chat to us tonight.
Not a problem, it's been great. Thank you for doing what you guys are doing.
Well, that was quite a good interview there with Dave Oliver, folks, in the Boost Juice 130 entry. It's a bit of a time to give you an update on Class C, folks, the top 5 cars in that class at the moment. The 333 Mad Cow Frida entry is leading Class C at the moment. A bit of interesting fact I saw on our Facebook page, that colour purple, they've actually matched to Cadbury's purple, so I'm not sure if there's a sponsorship deal there or not, but that's a bit of trivia for all our viewers out there. Second in class is Selby Motorsports 314. At the moment, Sean O'Brien has taken the wheel of that car, and he's swapped out with Nathan Hepatz while we're doing the interviews. And then third in class, and looking like they're in trouble as we cut to him, is Jared Filsell. Looks like he's hit the wall, guys. Oceanic Sim Racing, he's bent his steering, so he was third in class, and we'll stay with those pictures to see if he can get it back to the pits, but it looks like that's just happened, guys.
Yeah, I didn't see the replay, but he should be able to get back to the pits. He's on the back straight, so he should be fine. He'll probably just go straight through the bus stop, and then it looks like he's okay.
Yeah, we're just going to jump to a replay of that incident for our viewers, just to see what has occurred and where it has. He's on the in part of the track at the moment. Yeah, and he's just gone straight ahead. It's as if he's had some sort of steering failure occur on that car, because it just was not turning at all. And that steering's broken. He's had a steering failure, guys, just going through the sweeper on the infield there.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I couldn't see the replay. Maybe he'd hit something beforehand, or...
He did have steering damage on that car, but it was tracking. But as soon as he went to turn in, the steering broke, and he's gone straight ahead, and that car was tracking pretty poorly. So we've seen that occur before, where people have had front-end steering damage, and then as they enter or exit a corner, it just appears to fail. So that's definitely what's happened to that car at the moment, and they're in the pits being fixed up. But that means the 366 Blackadder Motorsport John King behind the wheel of that car could be in a position to take third in Class C very shortly. Looking further down, fifth in Class C, the 331 Tryhards Racing 1. Brian Henders driving that car, and that's looking nice and clean at the moment. So that's our top 5 update of Class C. And to see now Jared Filsell, Oceanic Sim Racing, leaving again. They've had to use one of their fast repairs, so it'd be interesting to see how many fast repairs are left for that team.
Yeah, I just heard from Race Control 131, just got a pit lane limited off for avoidable contact. I didn't see who they hit, but that was the Tryhard HPD, so they've got a drive-through penalty.
Well, that might things together, guys, because looking at the penalties, that avoidable contact was on 351, so that might explain the situation for 351 there.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's Craig Galbraith in that car at the moment, so looks like they've had a bit of a coming together. Having a look at the other penalties, there's a post-race investigation out on car 111 for avoidable contact with 271. A drive-through penalty has also been issued to the FSR day code number 100 for avoidable contact on the 218, and that penalty has been served. And we've got a GT3 around in turn 1. I didn't catch who that was, but it was a BMW. Looking further back, the 166 VPR has an avoidable contact penalty, and they've served that drive-through on car 200. One car that hasn't served a drive-through yet, though, is the 340 from iRacing. Rough track for avoidable contact on car number... anyone's guess?
367.
That's right, target entry. Blackadder Motorsport. They've been involved in another unfortunate incident, but that car, the 340, still has to do their drive-through.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny. We got all new paints for this race. You've probably seen all the new paints for all the Blackadder cars, and obviously, maybe the black at night people can't see us, or maybe I don't know. There's something going on with this new paint scheme that's obviously attracting people. Maybe we put like repellent on it and said please hit us or something. I'm not sure.
Well, I think you should be approaching Target tomorrow and see if they'll sponsor you for the next round.
That's not actually a bad idea, yeah.
Yeah, so we can just see one of the Redback Racing cars passing the 367 at the moment. And yeah, that car's definitely been in the wars throughout this race, but to their credit, running 35th outright and having that car straight again, probably used a fast repair. But yeah, looking good for Blackadder at this stage, with all the cars still circulating out there.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well. As I said, we got the DP leading its class. The 366 is in they're in third, they're in fourth, but they've obviously gained a lap on the Oceanic one. The other one is a lap back. Lewis is at the wheel there, so I'm sure he'll wring the neck from that thing. And yeah, I don't know what happened to 368, but I think we've had some issues. But yeah, we're still going strong. We've you know, that's basically our motto: just keep going, don't give up, and still 7.5 hours to go. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly, and we just saw a spin with the 266. Troy Maguire driving that. Fortunately, he's kept that on track during the spin, and he's continuing. So maybe they're starting to get low on fuel, or the tyres are starting to wear off a bit. But that car's had a couple of spins in the last, 40 minutes or so?
Yeah, it's what happens when you put an Australian in the car. We do really well with non-Australians. You put Australians in the car and bad things happen. So.
Yeah, okay. Fantastic.
Everyone else in that car is we got American, Canadian, UK. We got a Spanish guy and well, Benelux. Actually, he's not Spanish. He's Benelux. So he's probably Belgium. And yeah, we put the Aussie guy in, and he's from Adelaide though, so that probably explains everything. So.
Sounds like someone's treading on thin ice out there, mate.
I'm from Perth, so there's that whole Perth-Adelaide rivalry going on, isn't there? So.
I wouldn't be able to comment about any of that since I'm from Canberra. But we're just on board now with Troy Maguire, and we're going to stay with him, folks, for a lap around Daytona. So crank up your sound and enjoy the growl, I guess, of the Corvette C7. So folks, that was a lap with Troy Maguire, the Class B leader at the moment in the Corvette C7 for Blackadder, and as you can see, they're not only got to keep an eye on what's in front of him with the slower cars, he's also busy on those mirrors as the Class A cars go past them.
That's exactly right, and I said you'll notice how much work there is. I mean, he overtook a car, had another car overtake him during the lap, and I said just how careful you got to be during that bus stop as well. When you look at it, it looks really easy, but when you're in the car, especially when you're on one of the slower cars, in fact probably any of them, you're just constantly, there's cars everywhere. I mean, spotting, you're just like constantly yelling out cars in front of you, behind people, so it's full on, and the concentration level's huge. You make one small mistake and that's where we get these little collisions. But yeah, I'm amazed we've lasted this long without another safety car, to be honest. I thought with all the tired bodies someone might have been there,
Yeah, the drivers are definitely getting into that rhythm now, and I guess as far as Daytona goes, there's probably two big trouble spots for the drivers. One is turn 1, as we can see them coming through now, and the other one of course is the bus stop, which if you get that wrong, you've got a lot of tyres waiting for you, and 9 times out of 10 you will end up being lodged in those tyres and having to be towed back to the pits.
That's exactly right, and those are definitely the two danger zones. I think the track conditions are actually quite good, so if it had been a bit hotter we might have struggled a bit more trying to get into those corners, but there's quite a lot of grip out there, so you should be okay. I'm surprised no one's hit the pit wall on turn 1, not that I've seen, but that's always a key thing to do, is hit the pit wall on the inside there, because you just brake too late.
Yeah, well the 363... that car's in trouble again. The 363 we have seen, I think it's the only car that's hit that pit wall, and that happened very early on in the race, and they actually had to get a safety car out to recover that car. But you're right, normally people lose it and the first thing they find is that pit wall on the inside.
Yeah, in fact, I think last time we were here, some people managed to hit that pit wall and go over the pit wall, so there were star marks awarded for that, I think.
Oh, there was. We were awarding people for a lot of ballet moves, weren't we, Adrian?
Certainly were. It was quite interesting last year with the racing that was going on. So, but just seeing how much it's changed, and even with new teams and drivers, it's been quite a good race. And we've had a couple of little faux pas here and there, but generally it's been quite clean and good racing.
It certainly has. If you for the viewers out there, if you look at the replay 12 months ago when this series was launched, the way the teams approached this was quite an experience. It's the first time they had all approached a 24-hour race. Lots of drama going through that race, but cast your eyes 12 months forward now, and you can definitely see a huge leap in the way the drivers have prepared, the way the teams have prepared, the sponsors on all the cars. It's just fantastic to see.
Oh, that's exactly right. I mean, having been part of the original one, it was almost embarrassing at first. Not so much here was bad, but at Bathurst it was just absolutely abysmal from everyone. It was just appalling, and yeah, to see everyone improve is phenomenal. I mean, some of that I think is to do with the weather and the driving conditions, but yeah, people are just taking it a lot more seriously. We've been given less resets. Scott's doing a great job making sure that putting people on probation and giving penalties for people, and yeah, it's more like a proper endurance series you would see in real life, whereas I think at first it was a bit of a venture into the unknown and people didn't necessarily know what they were doing, and I think you had some people that just rocked up without a lot of practice. So yeah, it's amazing, and as I said, to get 46 cars as well, or 45 cars, is absolutely phenomenal, and if we continue growing like this is going to become one of the premier series online, and we as a team, we've always said that we've penciled this down as the premier series that our team competes in. We put in hours upon hours of practice. I mean, I think I did 4 or 5 full runs during the week, plus running in the Daytona 24 the week before. So yeah, everyone's just pumped up for this and takes it very seriously, which is good.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams have this circled as one of their must-do race campaigns. I know Redback Racing as far as the GT guys go, or the HPD guys go, they're pretty much just focused on this series, and as soon as they're finished racing here tonight, in probably 2 or 3 days' time, they will cast their eyes on Bathurst and start preparing for that. So there's a lot of time investment going into these teams, which I think, to be competitive at this level, they really need to do, and it's great to see they are actually doing that. And yeah, the other thing I really like about this series, guys, is the fact that where they can, they follow the real world endurance racing circuit. So today we're racing Daytona 24 hour, and the real Daytona 24 hour is on, I think, this weekend as well. Then we go to the Bathurst 12 hour, and that comes in about 2 weeks after the real race. And the real race, I think, is the first year of the Blancpain GT3 Endurance Series is coming to that. I think they've signed a deal for that.
Wow, yeah, and so I think we're going to hopefully Le Mans later on in the year, assuming that happens. 24 hours there. There's the 24 hours, there's the Nordschleife as well. We're doing 12 hours of Sebring, which is another real world race. So yeah, we're doing some serious real world races, and also being multi-class with the safety car rules and everything. Yeah, it's fantastic. Really just need to hope we get day to night transitions, because Daytona being in the Arctic Circle is a bit weird, but other than that, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, well, I'm sure iRacing will get the DX11 update out sometime this year, which will hopefully then enable them to bring us day-night transition. But for the viewers that didn't see our broadcast last night, a bit about the Australian Endurance Championship, sponsored by selby.com.au. Basically, where they can, they will follow the real endurance racing circuits and the race lengths. This series starts now in January. Are we January? We're still just in January, and it's going to be run once a month for until November. At that point, the 2016 Australian Endurance Champions will be crowned for Class A, Class B and Class C. So because it's a year-long championship, we do end up with actual champions at the end of this, and it allows the guys to really prepare their cars and strategies in between each round, which is really good. So let's give our viewers a bit of an update on Class A. So Dylan Sharman still leading the way in the 188 cask entry. They've got 1 lap up at the moment. Second is the 137 of CarNet TDR. Riley Blythe is in the wheel of that vehicle at the moment, and doing a stellar job. Then third, the 115 Nutters Motorsport Orange. This car's been strong all race, and it's still showing its pedigree. TJ Brown is driving the XY Gaming entry at the moment. Then fourth in class is ABR Team Simulated. They were fifth earlier, they're up to fourth and doing a great job. We have Peter Sattler behind the wheel of that car at the moment. And then rounding out our top 5 is Matt Wilkins for G&T Racing, quickbeds.com, and they're another car that's been in the top 5 most of this race, and looking strong as well. They are 3 laps down from the lead though, or 4 laps down, sorry, so a bit of work there for this team if they want to get back up to the pointy end of the race. So Adrian, it looks like we have 9 minutes to go till the end of our mid-race update, and then we'll be back again 4:30 this afternoon.
Yeah, Benny, it's been a good update here. We're caught up, and it looks like the guys have definitely got into a rhythm. Not much has been going on, but definitely been doing a great job out there, and it's going to be interesting for the last couple of hours, that's for sure. Be there's still a lot to play. We've still got 7 hours to go, so what can happen in the next 7 hours, that's for sure.
Oh, that's right. And for our viewers out there, if you want to keep up with all the racing action, check out facebook.com. The Australian Endurance Championship has a page there where they often put out press releases during the race to keep you updated. Also, there's a number of racing team pages on Facebook. Just search them for them. At the moment, the Redback Racing teams put up a photo 1 minute ago of their HPDs going 1-2 around Daytona. That's a 118, 119, and you can find them at Redback Racing Team on Facebook, and I'm sure Blackadder Motorsport also has a Facebook page out there. Oliver.
Yeah, we've got a Facebook page. We've obviously got our forums as well, and we've obviously got our own web page as well. I believe we got live telemetry. I don't know what the web address for that is though, but you can get these live telemetry programs. Someone's running that and you can see where everyone is, but I don't have a link for that. But I'll have to see if I can find one for next time, and we can provide that. And I said, try getting in as a spectator if you can find the session. You can ask Bernie about that, and you can watch as a spectator as well if you want, assuming you got iRacing. If not, subscribe to iRacing, it'll change your life.
Certainly will. It's changed a lot of people's lives that love their racing. If you love your sim racing and you want to give it a go, folks, you don't need a triple screen. You don't need all the fancy equipment. You could pretty much start with a joystick if you want. Wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend a very cheap steering wheel and pedal set to get you started. But it is accessible there for people that have all sorts of equipment. Before we go though, Adrian, I'm going to get Tim Ballinger and it looks like Kent Walker up for a final chat. And since they're your teammates, I'm going to let you do the honours.
Thanks, Bernie. Morning, gentlemen. TD Racing teammates here. We've got Kent Walker driving the, I think it's a 137, and Tim Ballinger driving the 227. So one HPD driver and one a Corvette driver. So welcome to the booth, guys.
Morning, boys.
We'll start with Kent, seeing you're in the HPD. How's the guys going, and what's the future hold? Hopefully a top 3 position for you guys.
I think we're looking fairly solid. I'll point out I'm actually just running crew chief on this one today. I'm not driving in it tonight. But boys are looking solid. I think they did a really good stint overnight with Colin and Tim Schweck managing to move up the pack a little, and best of all, not using any of our fast repairs.
And how are your fast repairs going? I mean, you've only got 4 for 24 hours, so you work that out. It's what's that? 1 every 6 hours. But how are they going for you guys at the moment?
We only have the 1 remaining. We had a fairly ordinary start, as you guys might have noticed. With Aaron in the car, he got a bit of a tap, and that was fast repair 1. A few laps later, coming down the main straight, we blew an engine. That was fast repair 2. And then at about, I reckon it was probably 1 a.m, behind another restart, we got a tap with a GD3, and that was fast repair 3. So we've been running on 1 since about 1:30.
Yeah, with the engine blow up, was there any warning of it? Was it just an over rev, or just maybe a bit of damage that's caused that engine drama?
Well, we can't figure anything out. I mean, we had a look at the car. Obviously, we couldn't see any damage with the car. It was actually just before the braking zone into turn 1. It just let go and went bang. So we're now calling Aaron Cold Trickle, because that guy could blow engines, but we can't see a reason for it. It just seemed to be one of those anomalous things.
Do you reckon it might have been like an over rev changing down gears, and it might have just upset the engine and blew it that way?
Well, that's what I said to Aaron when it happened. I said, "What, did you drop one too quick?" But when we went back on replay, it was when he first hit the brake, he hadn't actually pulled a gear yet. So it's actually, the engine's actually gone as he's come off the throttle to brake, and we can't see any reason why that would happen.
Oh, alright, so it's a bit of a weird one there. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A first for iRacing, I believe, so that's quite cool to have that, but not for you guys, because obviously it's cost you a quick repair.
I've actually cut that section of the replay out, and just so I can actually make a little video of it, but yeah, if anyone can figure out why that engine went at that particular time, they're a lot better than me.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things, I suppose. It's something that a little gremlin in the system, and that's what's going to happen. But you know, it puts a little bit of realism into iRacing, so makes it quite interesting. And obviously, you're the designer of the paint schemes, and brought all these cars to life. So looking nice and shiny out there at the moment.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with the way they've come up. We've obviously seen the DP for a while, because we've been running that one since VIR and Monza last year. But the HPD is obviously the new one for us, and it looks pretty good on track, I think.
Yes, I know my co-commentator up here, Bernie, loves the paint schemes and asked you to send them off to his Facebook page. So hopefully they're up on there at some stage, and people are privy to the RRTV Facebook page. You'll get to see all the paint scheme that Kent's done. Quite a big painter in the trading paints community there. Had quite a few paints up on there until they've lost all the information, mate.
Yeah, that was very handy, wasn't it? I think at one point I had somewhere around the 2,500 to 3,000 uses happening, which is a fair bit. And the sad part is about a month or 2 months before Trading Paints died, I lost most of mine with a hard drive crash, and then they went and lost all of it. So I don't have a lot up there at the moment anymore.
Yeah, a bit of a shame, but you know, we've seen a few of your paint schemes out there. I think one of the best ones that you had was a Holden racing team one. It was quite smicko.
Oh, I don't mind the old V8 supercar Holden. They look pretty good on track, and because they're such a big car, you get plenty of room to paint, and you can do a little bit more with them. You probably noticed in recent times, Adrian, we've gone to using the TD Racing Shark a fair bit on some of the paints.
Yeah, certainly have. See the big shark there on the front of the bonnet there, trying to bite everyone's tail off. Obviously you don't want to be hitting people, but obviously you want to scare them with the big shark coming down with the mouth wide open there.
Well, TD Racing's logo and is obviously a shark, and our motto is racing with bite, so it does fit quite well. So the good part with the V8 supercar is you can actually put a fair size shark on the back quarter panel, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it certainly does. It really pops, and especially the paints that you're using, and are very special. And I noticed on the Macca that you painted up, you actually had a little thing there for Star Wars.
Yeah, well, it was the week Star Wars came out, so I threw a little bit of a Star Wars theme into it. So we had the had Darth Maul sitting on the roof for quite a while, but some of the guys actually have their own individual symbols. You may not know, but next time you see Aaron in one of his sedans, he has the Metallica symbol on his roof. So we do have a couple of individual ones, but most of the guys just run the standard paint.
Yeah, it's quite good when you've got a painter that can, in your team, actually put in the effort and put stuff on there. I believe played a joke on one of the boys as well. They didn't notice what was on the car at one stage.
Well, we probably won't repeat what it said on his rear wing, because he is the team boss and he is obviously listening to us. But he did circulate a few laps with something special on the rear wing.
It's a little bit of a joke there for the team TD boys there. They, at the moment, I think I've got Josh here running around. The cameraman's just quietly gone over to the DP there, which is actually shining quite well. And we'll see, and I've gone to that one. We might as well have a chat with Tim now. And obviously you've had a little bit of struggle throughout the night, mate.
Yeah, a couple of incidents there during the night's put us back a bit, but still fourth in class, so reasonably happy with that. Just frustrating from where we were earlier on the night.
Yeah, looking pretty solid there at the start of the race, and throughout the evening you were looking pretty solid before we left, and unfortunately it sort of hasn't panned out for you guys. Anything major that has put you back throughout the night?
Oh, just driver error, mate. You know, like I said, we're a small team, and you know we're a bit like a football team. Once you dig into the reserves, the ways of the bigger money and the bigger teams have got better reserves, and we struggle. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but the car's looking all right. How's your fast repairs going? Obviously, that's key to have a couple up the sleeve for later on this afternoon.
Yeah, we've still got a couple of them left. I mean, the car's still feeling good. The track's actually slowing down, which has surprised us, and yeah, we've had to play with ours in the car to get some feel back into it. We're pretty happy with where it is now, you know. But yeah, it's just now for us, just cutting laps, just seeing how we go and see where we end up, and just hope someone else runs into a few problems like we had, I suppose.
Yeah, well, that's a big key in it. Just being able to survive a 24-hour race with these things and keeping on track. And with such a large field, it makes it even that more difficult to try and avoid these sort of things, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I suppose with the DPs we're trying to dodge the GT3s and let the HPDs go, which isn't easy when you're nearly doing the same speed down the straight. So you're just constantly concentrating, and like I said, with the track, the way it's rubbered up, the feel of the car changed, and we had a couple of spins there with the rear end just letting go, so we've had to play with that. But I see a couple of the other teams had the same problem since, so I think we're all in the same boat and just struggling with what we got.
And how did you guys go? I know that being an interstate truck driver, you pulled a few late shifts. Have you actually had a rest and had a bit of a kip, or is that planned for later on today?
Well, I was meant to have a bit of a kip, but unfortunately someone slept through their alarm, so I've had half an hour since it started.
Yeah, that's a big effort there, guys. Half an hour sleep, so it just goes to show how much effort the boys are putting on. And obviously this team's all Australian, no international drivers for you guys at the moment, even though there is one international in the team. Couldn't make it.
Yeah, unfortunately Kev couldn't be with us. Yeah, so yeah, we just had to go with what we've had, and you know, you look at where the 137 car is. As a group, we're absolutely stoked with the way those boys have fought back overnight. We've had our ups and downs in the second car, but you know, we're still fourth in class, and for a little team like ours and the amount of effort we put in to get where we are, we're pretty happy with what we've achieved today.
No, it's a testament to a lot of teams out there on how well the racing's been. We've only seen 3 retirements so far, so that's a great effort in that fact that there's only 3 retirements, considering the big field that we've got. And look, we know there's been a few silly mistakes here and there, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a person that's trying to make a decision, and obviously they've crossed at some point, which doesn't help anyone, and obviously people are going to be a little bit angry about it, but you know, it is a race, and these sort of things are going to happen at some stage.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're all out there doing our best. Like I said before, when you're out on track, certain things happen, you get a bit heated, but once it's over, you let it go. We're not professionals, you know, we're just doing the best we can, and we're all in the same boat, and it's just one of those things, and you know, no matter what happens, we'll still come back next week and do it again. We must be guidance for punishment, I think.
Oh, I think so. Next week, back to the Australian GT3 Championship, which you guys are hosting for a little while.
I'll be at the Bathurst 12 there, so yeah, I get a week off racing. It's good.
Yeah, that's right. We got Bathurst 12, our real life. So you're off there with a few mates there in the. I think trying to remember what track we're at. I'll know part of the guys. You'll let us know, but should be good getting back into that and running around again.
Yeah, next one's at Road America, but unfortunately
so that should be good. Kent's going to have to hold down the fort for that race next week.
Well, it's actually good. Kent, when he first joined the team, was originally a Star Mazda driver, and he's coming to give the GT3s a go with us, but he's not enjoying them like he does his Star Mazdas. So this week going forward for the championship, we've now got a live steward, and we think that's going to make it a lot better for the drivers. Like if there's any penalties, we're looking forward to having that from this week on.
Oh, very good. So something interesting there for the Australian GT3 Championship going from next week. Look, I'm going to run out of questions here, so I'm going to pass over to Oliver, see if he's got a few questions, seeing he's racing in here as well with Blackadder. But look, doing a great job. Hopefully you get the car to the end, guys. Fantastic to see you out there and putting the effort in, and thanks for letting me jump in the team and letting me watch the race from you guys, because for some reason I couldn't get back through spectator, but thanks for that, guys.
No worries, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, Tim. No, I think Adrian pretty much covered everything. Yeah, just obviously, just wanted to say, yeah, well done, you guys, and yeah, it's obviously you guys are obviously doing well, and yeah, I really don't have any questions. I think he pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, sorry, Tim. The main question I have: do you want to give a shout out to all your sponsors before we let you go?
Yeah, just once again, big shout out to CarNet Auctions. Thank you for all the help they've given us. GLW Freight Management, of course, RRTV, all the guys at JFF who put this series on, the amount of work they do behind the scenes with the live marshalling and that, and just a big thanks to the team with all the effort they've put in.
Fantastic, and we just caught the tail end. There's a bit of action going on in turn one. The 363 and 111 looks like they've come together. The 111's moving, but 363, must be said, is limping a bit. So looks like we've avoided another safety car. But anyway, guys, thanks for popping in. It's been great. The paint jobs look fantastic, Kent, and I'll definitely be getting them on our Facebook page when I get the moment to do so.
No worries.
Thanks, Bernie.
So yeah, we just caught the tail end of that. We're seeing the 363 at the moment limping around the track at a reasonable pace, but I'd say that car is definitely due for a pit stop. So we've got one more final interview, and that is with Mr. Brett Wilson, one of the team captains of Redback Racing Team. So we'll bring Brett up and I'll have a quick chat with him. Hi Brett, welcome to RRTV, and how's the 118 and 119 going? I noticed the 118 looks like it had a bit of drama during the evening.
Yeah, morning gents, how are we going? A few little dramas throughout the night, but we're able to recoup and get back a few positions, which is good. I think over the night we only had one little touch up, which reduced our top line speed. But as this track's rubbering, it seems to be slowing everyone else down, and we seem to be getting a little bit quicker.
Yeah, we've got the 118. We can see Warren Pickering driving that car in quite heavy traffic at the moment. 4 laps down, so what sort of dramas did that car have through the night? Can you just let the viewers know?
Yeah, sure. I think the biggest one towards the start happened with us with something which we had with pit stops. We came in first in an open pit. When we left, we were told to go to the end of the line, so I hear Race Control doing some investigation after the race, so we're happy to provide them with a bit more information. We had a few drive-through penalties, which are unfortunate, but that's part of racing, and that's probably what put us back in a position a bit, but since about 1 o'clock in the morning, just been doing our thing, going through the paces, and seem to be blocking the cars off one at a time.
Yeah, so we've got the 118s in 6 at the moment. The 119, Michael Trooper's driving that car at the moment, and they've done pretty well. They were running back quite a long way back at the start of this race, but they've worked themselves up into the top 10 for Class A.
Yeah, they're doing a tremendous job. They're keeping the car straight, trying to minimise their incidences as well. They're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, so I noticed with Redback Racing last season you were racing 2 classes. This season you've decided to focus all your energies on the HPD class. Have you noticed having that change where you're focusing on one car? Has it been easier for the teams?
Yeah, most definitely. More heads and provide input to setup, strategy, just helps with testing as well. rather being limited to a few guys. We've opened that up to quite a few more now. So all these weeks and weeks of practice might not look like it, but definitely are paying off. And hopefully towards the end of the race we can gain a few more positions, and it will be as a reflective result of that.
Fantastic. And we were speaking to Evolution Racing Australia earlier about their Class B cars, and Brenton was saying those two cars are set up quite differently for the two teams. They've gone in different directions. Can you tell the viewers about the not the details of the setup, but are these two cars running the same sort of setup, or were they custom setup for the two teams and their drivers?
There's some minor changes, but they're quite similar. I think you got your minor adjustments through your traction control and brake bias. That's probably where the real differences are between the cars at the moment. But the setup is quite well balanced. Everyone was quite happy with it.
Fantastic.
Maybe in-car controls that are different. That's about it at this stage.
Okay, fantastic. And as far as the rest of the day goes, are you going to be getting back in the 118 at any point?
Yeah, probably be getting back later on in the afternoon, I would say, at this stage. See how it unfolds. We've still got a couple of fast repairs there. We had a dropout before, which put us back a little bit, but we still seem to be in a pretty good position at the moment.
Fantastic. I'll just see if Adrian's got any questions for you.
Yeah, I'm good, Bernie, at the moment.
No worries. Well, before we let you go, Brett, do you want to give a shout out to your sponsors? I've noticed. Yep.
Sorry, you were saying?
I was going to say I noticed Securasafe's now backing that team.
Yeah, Securisafe joined us at the beginning of the year, along with the renewal of RRTV. So big props to both of our sponsors. It's great to have them on board for this season, especially in this series. We're really looking forward to racing with AEC this season. The massive fields, the level of competition is so high. It's really good to see. Liveries are looking great. Sponsors are being covered well. Doing a great job.
Fantastic. Well, anyway, thanks, Brett, for coming up, and best of luck for the rest of the race.
No worries. Thanks, Benny.
Try and get that 118 up there, but as I always say, no pressure.
No pressure. Thanks, Brett. Just a quick shout out too to our good friend Jeremy. He's assisted in making sure we've been topped up with some lovely barbecue ribs and that we had throughout the night, so we wouldn't have been able to get through without him. So just a quick little shout out to him and to all of our partners for putting up with us in the weeks leading up to this and enjoying this beautiful 24-hour race.
Fantastic. I noticed I didn't get any ribs, but anyway, enjoy the nice food up there, and we'll catch up with you later on.
Thanks, mate. Pictures are up on Facebook. Enjoy.
Yeah, we put a couple up on the broadcast already.
Wonderful.
Well, guys, it's just about the end of our update broadcast, and before we go, we should give the viewers a bit of an update of Class A, B and C. So, Adrian, did you want to start with Class A?
Yeah, I can start with Class A. Alright, so leading Class A is Dylan Sharman in the 118 car. Doing a fantastic job at the moment there, with 2 laps in the lead at the moment, so got a bit of an advantage over the rest of the field at the moment. In second place we've got car number 137 with Riley Blythe in it, driving for TD Racing there, so doing a fantastic job there, those boys, and just heard from Kent earlier, team manager. In third place we've got 115 Nutters Motorsport Orange with TJ Brown behind the wheel, and they're 2 laps behind, I believe, on my telemetry here at the moment. In fourth position we have Peter Satella, is that right, Bernie? I think it is.
Sattler, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Sattler. Yep, that's it. But ABR Team Simulated, so they're doing a fantastic job there, Bernie. We haven't really spoke about these guys at all in the start of the broadcast or throughout this update. So doing a fantastic job there for those guys at the moment. And in 5th place at the moment is car number 177, Mason Down. So for Trans-Tasman Racing, these boys are doing a fantastic job as well. Started down the back of this field to start with, or mid-pack, and keeping the car nice and clean. So they're in a nice position there, Bernie.
Yeah, they certainly are, and it's good to see Madison having a go in the HPD. He's normally known for his V8 supercar driving, but looks like he's decided to give this series a bit of a run, so it's great to have him out there tonight. And before we go, Oliver, did you want to give an update on Class B?
The Class B, the leader of Class B is Blackadder Motorsports, number 266, driven by Troy McGaw. In second place, 2 laps back, is Evolution Racing Australia with Anthony Mancherelli. I'm probably butchering their names. In third is the number 200 Synergy Sim Racing, number 1 on the same lap, Brenton Hobson. In fourth, we have got Carnet TDR with Josh at the wheel at a lap back. And then in 5th place, we've got Evolution Racing 226 with Tom R. Jones. 6th place, SCD Motorsport Enduro with Jason Dixon. 7th place, One Performance Racing with Brad Newman. And then we've got All-Star Motorsport 217 with Luke Emberton. There's quite a few of them on there. And then we got Damien Carr. Then we got Tryhards Racing, Jeremy M. Evans. I think that's the top 10.
Yeah, that's the top 10. And so THR, Motorless Motorsports, round up the top 10 on all, as we've just had one of the Evolution Racing Australia cars nearly lose it on the exit of the bus stop. They've gathered it up, but that could have been nasty. An update for Class C before we go, folks. So at the moment that is being led by Mad Cow Racing. Scott Gray's jumped in the car at the moment and leading that class. Second and 3 laps down is the 314 Selby Motorsport entry. We've got Sean O'Brien back behind the wheel of that car, and that's been pretty strong throughout the race. They did have a few dramas earlier on, but they've recovered from that. Third in Class C is Ashley Ruskin in the Delta Sim Sport BMW Z4 entry. 31st outright and 5 laps down from the Class C leader at the moment. Then fourth is the 351 with Jared Philsell behind the wheel. That's the Oceanic Sim Racing. We saw earlier on, folks, if you weren't on the broadcast, this car actually had a steering failure after it had got some damage. It was coming in through one of the sweepers and its steering broke, but they've gathered that up. Sixth is the 331 Tryhards Racing 1 with Brett Hender behind the wheel for Motorless Motorsport. Then seventh is Joseph Cardamone, and it looks like we're under yellow, guys. We'll find out what that's about. Joseph's in the pits for Blackadder Motorsport, and the safety car has been called. We're just waiting for it now. It's exiting the pits. 367 Braith Morrow, Blackadder Motorsports. Then ninth, I think it is, the 300 also exiting the pits. Paul Mansell driving that, and then running out our top 10, the 332 with Darren McKenzie behind the wheel. That's Tryhards Racing 2, Motorless Motorsport. So under yellow, guys. I'm not sure what that's about.
I think it was to do with Tyson Williams in the car. I think he hit the wall or something and couldn't get back and had to escape. I think that's what it was. He was high on the banking in turn 4. I think it was Tyson Williams, 115 off the top of my head, but it might not have been.
Okay, I'm just jumping back to a replay of Tyson to see if this is what happened. Tyson's in the HPD, coming into the bus stop now. We'll just see what's occurred here.
I don't know if it was Tyson Williams, but it was. I saw a car high on the banking at HPD.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. And we've also got Brant Tucker here who'd like to do the pit report now, so we'll pass straight over to Brant Tucker. Brant, we're going to do that pit report now?
Yes, we are. We've just got to wait for them to circulate around for the first lap or two under safety car until the pit lane can open, because that's one of the things has very sternly stressed that we're not to enter a closed pit lane, but there was a bug last night, an issue that's caused a bit of an outburst on the forums.
Okay, can you tell me the car number again, because I've got the memory of a sieve.
Yeah, car number 218, that's the car that we'll be probably focusing on, because I know that Ryan's only got about 14 laps worth of fuel, so decision was to pull him out and get Lucas in. You know, no point circulating around for another 15 minutes if you just got to pit straight away, so that was the decision on my behalf. We'll have Lucas Beer jumping in that car when they can eventually come into pit lane.
So for all the viewers that are still with us out there, thank you very much for doing this, keeping with us today. What we're about to do is something new. We've got Brent Tucker in from All Star Motorsport, the team manager, and he's going to talk us through all the things that occur on a pit stop for this car. So hopefully it'll be enlightening for you, and you'll just see the sort of work that goes on in one of these scheduled stops.
Yeah, no, hopefully the viewers out there find it good, especially those that are new to team racing and new to iRacing in general, because I know there are a few of them watching, so this should be a good idea.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for the pit lane to open, and then Ryan will bring that car in. I'm not sure if it's open. Yeah, here he comes now, Brent. Yeah. So I'll pass him over to you, and you can tell us what's going on.
Alrighty, so I've got my other team speak on the channel, so apparently there are a lot of other DPs hitting as well. So this will just be a standard stop, 4 tyres, all fuel. We see him pulling into the pit box now. Ryan will jump out, Lucas will jump in. The longest part of this stop is the driver change, 30 seconds. Tyres and fuel will be going on. He's dropping, waiting for it to empty, and just waiting on the final part of the driver change to finish. As we see, the driver swap issue has come up again, and Lucas is out. So quick, easy, simple. He would have adjusted his brake bias, his steering rate, his power steering assist, any roll bars as well. So that's why iRacing have made the driver change the longest part, to give everyone long enough to change all the settings they need.
Yeah, so like in a real racing car, all the everything's reset into that car, so then they can adjust it from there.
Yeah, that's it. Lucas will be fiddling with his brake bias, what he needs to do, but as also, and Scott stressed this also, I cannot stress how deadly these C7 DPs are on cold tyres. They have absolutely no grip, no turn whatsoever. The first lap has just pretty much been on an ice skating rink, so we're kind of thankful that it's under safety car, but it'll take a bit longer for the tyres to come up to temp as well.
Yeah, and
just a quick one, Bernie. Look, at the moment, like I said, I had to jump in with TD Racing there. They've come in as well. You entered the pit lane while it was open, didn't you?
Yes, all those cars entered while it was open, and I don't know why, but my car personally did not receive a black flag that time, but I am hearing that a whole host of cars did. This is the second time this has happened. It is entirely, I cannot stress enough that this is entirely out of Scott's control. It just seems to be happening randomly to random cars, but these cars did enter under an open pit. On their screens it was open, and yeah, it's happened again unfortunately, so...
We
so
had
that's a little...
Sorry, I was going to say we had the same bug as well. We were going to pit, and then it came up with a closed pit, so there's chaos on the other TeamSpeak channel.
Yeah, and a bit of an update, folks, before we get back to covering this pit stop. The reason the yellow flag came out was the ANZ Motorsports, which is on your screen at the moment, the 103 actually ran out of fuel and had to be towed back to the pits. So that's why we are under yellow at this point in time. But Brant, also for our viewers out there, when it comes to pit stops, you can also adjust the tyre temps and things like that. Is there anything else on the DP that you guys can look at to adjust to make the car more comfortable?
Obviously, yeah, like you said, you got your tyre pressures. You know, you got your power steering assist, which changes the power steering evidently in the cars. You got your brake bias, your roll bars, your engine mapping, which unfortunately in iRacing doesn't really do much because of the way they measure it is on throttle percentage. And you got your traction control as well, which you can fiddle with. So there's a few things you can make the car a bit more to your liking, but it's generally, you know, once you load a setup, you're stuck with it. So that's why all team managers stress to their teams that make sure you load the correct setup.
Yeah, and that's happened to one of the other teams. They loaded the wrong setup for the race, and that can be extremely costly when you're trying to launch a 24-hour campaign around Daytona.
Yeah, you certainly want to have the car to the team's liking in general, because it is not just you and the car since it's a team event. You know, you certainly want to have it to the way everyone likes, and if you load the wrong setup, then everyone's in a world of hurt, and it can severely affect your result overall.
Yeah, it certainly can. Well, anyway, Brent, thanks for coming in and doing that. We really appreciate it, and I hope all our viewers out there got a bit of an insight into what goes on at a pit stop here in one of these DP cars.
Yeah, no problem. I'm more than happy to do it again at the next round. I'm, yeah, like I said, more than happy. Hopefully it was a good insight. Hopefully we can get a few more teams like HPDs and, you know, GD3s to come up and do it. Don't really need to give your strategy away. Just walk through what's happening. But yeah, hopefully it was a good insight for those viewers out there, especially those not familiar with iRacing and teams. And yeah, go 218. Woo.
Yeah, fantastic. No, I appreciate that. And if there's any other teams out there listening, we'd really like to do the same thing for a GT3 and a HPD. If you want to get your car on the screen to plug your sponsors, definitely give this a go, because it's definitely helped out Case-Centric and RACCorp get their name on the screen today. So anyway, Brent, thank you very much for popping in, and we look forward to catching up with you in our next part of the broadcast after 4:30 today.
Yeah, I'll come back up and give everyone a bit of an update on how the All-Star cars are going. More than happy to get out RACCorp and Case-Centric, like I said, awesome sponsors. And yeah, thanks to you guys again.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Well, best of luck, and it's time for us to have a lunch break, I think.
Yeah, I'll be going to have a lunch break too, because I'll be in the car next. So
folks, that was the team manager for All-Star Motorsports. We can see the 218 currently 27th outright, but hopefully that gave you a bit of an insight into what the teams have to look at when they do a pit stop. Well, Adrian, it's time for us to wrap this broadcast up. Any final thoughts or anything you noticed out there you want to let our viewers know about?
No, I haven't seen anything. Just interesting to see that pit stop and actually see that little bug that they've been talking about. And there's a big accident there going through the bus stop, Bernie, so a little bit of action going on. But yeah, it's something that's not controllable for Scott, so it's a little bit of a headache for those guys to get sorted. So a few more hands up there for Scott would probably help him out with that sort of situation and try and clear that sort of situation up for him.
Yeah, definitely. But what about you, Oliver? Is there anything you wanted to draw attention to the viewers?
No, it's been a pretty it's been a pretty good race. As I said, yeah, it's a shame about that iRacing vote, but a lot of that's to do with, it said that we're not in classes and it's not an oval race. I think that would probably sort it out, and iRacing doesn't doesn't have, I suppose, a rule set for that because they don't run any official races on road with yellow flags. So it's a bit of a shame, but no, it's a good race, and I look forward to. I'm going to do another stint, and then I look forward to doing the end of the commentary with you guys.
Yeah, and we just had a look at that replay while you're talking, Oliver. Blackadder Motorsport 266 was involved in that in the bus stop, and it looks like they got rear wing damage on that car, so that's going to affect it. They're still circulating, but yeah, they were passing a car and came together on the entry to the bus stop, so a bit of drama there for Blackadder Motorsport.
I think it might have actually been our teammate, but I didn't tell you that.
Okay, I'd hate to be a fly on the wall if it was in the debriefing, but anyway, folks, yeah, that's the end of part 2 of our broadcast today. If you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. I'd also like to thank all the viewers that have joined us from iRacing Live. It's great having you here, and we hope you've really enjoyed the broadcast. We will be back this afternoon, Eastern Australian time, GMT plus 11. 4:30 we'll be back live, and we will be staying till the end of the race. So we'll be covering the last 3 or 4 hours of this race. But until then, folks, on behalf of Adrian Jarvis and Oliver Searles, I'm Bernie Wiemers, and thanks for watching RRTV.